Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. What's good with you? And so here we go, the last preseason game of week 2 here on the horizon. We've got the Baltimore Ravens. We've got the Washington Commanders here. And so let's see how this one plays off. And so again, Baltimore trying to keep their win streak alive here. I mean, they've got a win streak like no other here. And so dating back to 2015, they have not lost a preseason game. And so we'll see what the Baltimore Ravens do first here offensively with the football first and foremost. And we've got Lewis here in the chat. Lewis, what's good with you? How are you doing? All right, so Baltimore with the football here first, starting off from their own 25-yard line. They've got Josh Johnson starting off. Takes the snap, gives it to the back and the back. Look at that. He's got some room to work, and that's Hill, and Hill's going to take it all the way for a first down. Picked up 10 yards on the first play of the game. And if that's going to set the tone for today, then, hey, let's see if Baltimore continues to run it like this today. But, man, I mean, first play here. Now, Washington, the game plan, they want to see a lot of what their starters can do, especially on offense. I hear that the word is to get a good look at Sam Howell this entire first half. Again, they've already confirmed that he's their starting quarterback, but they do want him to get as many reps as possible. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, it's going to be a lot of the backups here. So here we go, Johnson in the shotgun, throws it, and that's going to be incomplete. Tight coverage on the play. He was aiming for his tight end, Charlie Kohler, and it's incomplete. And now you've got second down coming up, 2nd and 10. And Lewis likes Washington +3. Okay, bet. And you say this one should be a winner. And so I agree. I'm expecting a great one from this one. And it could be a high-scoring game, possibly, but there's going to be a lot of good quarterback play and a lot of good runs as well in this one. It's going to have a little bit of everything. I'm looking forward to it. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10 here for the Baltimore Ravens at the shotgun. Tight end goes in motion. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back on the play. Johnson looking, quick pass. That's going to be completed. And he's going to pick up the first down, brought down. And that is Flowers. Zay Flowers with the catch. And so look at that. The first round pick rookie that they drafted already making an impact in this one right here. Didn't get much of an opportunity last time out there, but this should be good. Let's see. Lewis says that today, the Ravens preseason ends today. So he says we're going to witness the end of what has been a tremendous streak, even if it is preseason, a tremendous streak. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Receiver goes in motion. Fakes it to the back. Johnson looking. Johnson dumps it down short. He has a man, nothing but space in front of him, and he's going to get brought down at about the 41-yard line. Johnson picks up 13 on the play. So far, Johnson 2 of 3 for 24 yards through the air. But yes, this should be a pretty good one here. 1st and 10. Quarterback up under center. Gives it to the back, and the back looking to use that speed, and look at him go. And so he picks up 15 yards before he's pushed out of bounds at the Commanders' 26-yard line. So far, what a opening drive here for the Baltimore Ravens here. Just moving the football here at will. Whether it's running it, whether it's passing it right now, this offense is on the move. Hill already 2 carries for 25 yards. All right, so they're going to send Hill to the sideline. Play fake, Johnson looking. Johnson throws it quickly, and it's caught by Zay Flowers. And Flowers, he's going to take it all the way for a touchdown, Baltimore. So just like that, Josh Johnson and company come out, and man, he's already 3 of 4 for 50 yards in this one and a touchdown. Making it look easy. Again, 6 plays, 75 yards, 2 minutes and 39 seconds in terms of time of possession on that drive. And that was the opening drive there for the Baltimore Ravens, which resulted in Josh Johnson to Zay Flowers, the first-round pick for the Baltimore Ravens. Extra point is up, and of course it's good. Baltimore already up 7-0 in this one. Lewis says that's a good drive, and so yeah, it was picture perfect. Picture perfect. I've seen enough. Time to bench Josh Johnson. I've seen enough. But that time, I mean, Washington defense, they looked atrocious on that drive. They allowed running, they allowed the pass. I mean, it was just too easy out there for the Baltimore Ravens. Too easy. And then not only that, like every time, whether it was Zay Flowers or someone else, every time there was a Raven that made a reception, they were wide open. The yards after catch have to be insane because as soon as they got the ball, defenders were about 5 yards, 4 yards off each time. So that is absolutely killing it. Again, Josh Johnson, 3 of 4 for 50 yards through the air, including a passing touchdown. Zay Flowers, 2 catches, 37 yards, and a touchdown. Lewis says, hope that Washington defense weren't the starters. You and me both, Lewis. You and me both, because I'm looking like, man, that was just too easy. Like, I thought Washington wanted to take a good look at their starters, but man, like, even the ground game, you had Justice Hill. I mean, he had 2 carries for 25 yards, and it was pretty easy. He looked like the defense, like it wasn't moving. So they wasn't stopping the ground. They wasn't stopping the air. I don't know what's going on here. But, I mean, this is going to be a huge game for Josh Johnson because Hudley did not get the start. So that means Johnson will probably play the entire first half, and then Brown will play the entire second half. So both of those guys should have pretty big numbers when this is said and done. Again, 6 plays, 75 yards, 2 minutes and 39 seconds in terms of time of possession on the opening drive that resulted in the Baltimore Ravens getting a touchdown. Through the air, on the ground, it didn't matter. Baltimore moved the ball with ease. Washington did nothing on that drive to slow down. Not even a play. I don't even think they had a good play out there on defense. So as Lewis alluded to, I can only hope that was not the starting defense. All right, but we're going to get to see the Washington Commanders for the first time out there in a little bit. Kickoff on the way. All right, no return here. So let's see what this Washington offense can do. And again, Washington will bring out their starters here. So we'll see Sam Howell trot out there for the Commanders. The expectation is to get him a lot of playing time in the first half, trying to get him as many reps as possible before the regular season starts. And so Kenneth, what's good with you? And so Kenneth says, hey, my friend, how are you doing tonight? I am doing great. I am doing great. You say you're doing pretty good as well. That is awesome. Hope that everybody's week is off to a great start. Speaking of great starts, let's see if the Commanders can have one here. They've got 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Out of the shotgun. Gives it to the back. And so the back is going to pick up a yard on the play. That's Brian Robinson there off the right tackle. His first carry of the game. And again, Washington with their starters out there. Now, Baltimore made it look easy. Let's see what the Commanders can do here against that Baltimore defense. All right, you got the tight end going in motion. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back out of the shotgun. Give it to the back, and the back fighting forward, still fighting forward for yards. Picks up about 5 yards on the play, and that's Brian Robinson again on the carry. So now we got 3rd down coming up. Again, 3rd and 4 coming up here for the Washington Commanders from their own 32-yard line. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. See if the offensive line can give Howell time here. Howell looking. Throws it short, caught by Robinson. Robinson, he stumbles after getting tripped up by a defender, but he does get the first down to keep the Commanders' drive alive. And so we'll continue to see the first team unit out there on this opening drive. Again, that was a 4-yard completion there, Howell to Brian Robinson. All right, so out of the shotgun, 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 2 tight ends at the bottom of the screen. They snap it. Howell looking, throws it over the middle to the tight end, and that's going to be completed there. He's about 3 yards shy of the first down marker. All right, so we got 2nd and 2. They marked it, 2nd and 2 coming up. And again, that pass was completed to Turner to the Washington 43-yard line. All right, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Gibson's going to go in motion, so they're going to go 5 wide here for the Commanders. 2nd and 2. Howell receives the snap. Baltimore sends 4. Howell moving around. He's looking, still moving, still looking. Defenders around him. They're going to bring him down for the sack, and that's a situation where you just got to know from experience, like, look, this is not going to work out. We need to go ahead and punt the ball here. So that's just a case of what that is. And let's see, Lewis says we need to bring back the Redskins. And so I have heard that there are some that want the name brought back. Now, whether or not that actually happens or not, I doubt that it's going to happen there. I mean, it just seems like since they've come this far, I doubt that they're going to actually do that. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. All right, Commanders looking. Howell in the pocket, throws it, and that's going to be completed. What a clutch throw there. That's how you respond after getting sacked. You stand in the pocket, find your guy past the first down marker, and gets the completion there. Once again, to Turner, pickup of 16 yards on the play. And so far, Cole Turner, 2 catches for 24 yards so far today. And that was a really good throw there, really good throw. All right, we've got Howell up under center. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 back. Gives it to the back. Gibson on the carry, and he's going to pick up 4 yards off the right tackle, brought down by Phillips. 2nd and 6 coming up, ball on midfield right now. So far in this drive, 7 plays, 25 yards, in about 4 minutes in terms of time of possession off the clock here on the opening drive for the Commanders. Again, Baltimore moved the ball very quickly, but it is the Commanders here who are moving it very slowly up here, but they are picking up key first downs here. And that's what's important. That's what you want to see from your offense. Gibson goes in motion. Shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Howell looking. Throws it over the middle, and that's going to be completed. So Terry McLaurin there with the catch. Picks up 13 yards on the play and takes it to the Baltimore Ravens 37-yard line. And again, that's exactly what they want to see here from the offense. Let's see, Lewis says that Howell got an arm, and so yeah, I mean, he's had the physical tools going back to North Carolina. We knew that he had the physical tools and just about putting it together, but he's got the tools. Meanwhile, they give it to the back, and so Robinson picks up 9 tough yards on the play. I mean, Robinson is running like a freight train right now, and it's contagious. I like what I'm seeing so far from the Commanders here. I mean, they're moving the ball here, playing physical football, and they're making the throws when they need to make the throws. So far, 9 plays, 47 yards, and about 5 minutes and 50 seconds in terms of time of possession off the clock here for the Commanders. All right, so we got 2nd and 1 coming up. Again, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Shotgun formation. Takes a snap, fakes it to the back. Howell moving around. Howell, he's going to run. Got the first down, and then he slides. Takes it all the way to the Baltimore 22-yard line before they stop his forward progress there. And so right now, this looks like this can go to the end zone. We really got ourselves a game that could really be a high-scoring game. By preseason standards, I should say. So again, another first down here picked up by the Commanders. Sam Howell had the 6-yard run. He's currently 4 of 4 for 40 yards passing also. So looking real good. Play fake. Howell trying to stay perfect on this drive. Throws it. And that's going to be yet another completion. That's right. Terry McLaurin again for yet another catch and another first down for the Commanders. And now we got ourselves first and goal here for the offense. Washington trying to respond to what Baltimore did. Can they finish in the end zone? The offense has looked great so far, but you got to finish. This is your starting unit. You want to finish in the end zone. But so far, I mean, Sam Howell, he's got the touch. You give Howell a nice pocket, and he's showing you he can make the throws. He's got the tools in the toolbox. Just got to give him time to deliver. That time, the defensive back slipped on the play, and it cost him. Now, you've got 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen here. Shotgun formation. Takes a snap, gets it to the back up the middle, and Robinson's going to pick up 3 yards on the play. That's going to make it second and goal here for the Baltimore 6-yard line. Again, 12 plays, 69 yards, 7 minutes and 30 seconds in terms of time of possession off the clock here for the Commanders, and they are just killing it. So far, Sam Howell, no incompletion so far. Now, hopefully I don't jinx it for him, but so far, Sam Howell has been looking really good. The whole offense has been looking really good so far in this one. With the exception of that one time the offensive line gave up the sack, they've responded nicely after that. And I like these long drives. Robinson goes in motion. Takes the snap, looking, on the move. Howell throws it, and he threw it away, incomplete. Threw it away, incomplete. Made the smart pass there, incomplete. Intended receiver on the play. Let's see. Well, it was Phillip back in coverage there. Unsure the intended receiver, but we got third down coming up here. Third and goal. Just his first incompletion today. 5 of 6 for 53 yards. Robinson so far 4 carries for 19 yards. But here we go. 3rd and 6 at the goal. What do we do? Got to be smart with the football. You don't want to turn the ball over. Show the coaching staff they can trust you to throw it and air it out near this. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Out of the shotgun. Take the snap. In the pocket. Feeling a rush. Howell is going to run. Ooh, Howell gets hit. Howell still fighting for it. Now remember, it is a preseason game, Howell. So do take it easy there. But Howell says he doesn't care. He picked up a couple yards there on the run, but he will be shy of the first down marker. And obviously, you don't want your QB1 taking a hit like that in the preseason. Lewis says, I jinxed him. I did not. I did no such thing. No such thing. It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. It was. But I like what I've seen on the drive, but obviously a drive is only as good if you're able to finish in the end zone. And coming up this close, it's going to feel bad there, but there was a lot of positive things on that drive. But right now, you want to finish with some points. So now they're going to bring out the field goal kicker for a 21-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up, and Joey Sly converts that. And so that's going to give the Commanders their first points of the game. So far, both teams have had the football once, and both teams have scored. The difference is the Ravens came away with 7 points. The Commanders come away with 3 points. But I really want to see this Commanders defense because last time out there, it was just too easy. It was too easy and it was too fast. And so I need to see this Commanders defense come out here and act like they care, like they want to be out here. We'll see how they respond. But that was one heck of a drive. They took 9 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock on 15 plays there for the Commanders. That's how you want to move the ball here. Because I always say this, if you win the time of possession battle and you're able to move the ball, now preferably finish in the end zone there, but outside of that part, that's how you want to draw it up. Gives your defense, time to rest throughout the course of the game, all that stuff. But yeah, they're going to have to make life a lot more difficult for the Baltimore Ravens if they plan on ending the Ravens streaks. Right now, from what I've seen that last time out there, it was tremendous. I will say on that drive, Terry McLaurin, 2 catches, 26 yards. So led the Commanders in terms of receiving yards on that drive. Brian Robinson so far in the game, 4 carries, 19 yards. Antonio Gibson even had a carry for 4 yards in this one as well. Cole Turner, he had 2 catches for 24 yards as well on that drive for the Commanders. Baltimore's defense with a little bend but don't break. And again, we are still currently at the commercial here. We're still in the first quarter with about 3 minutes and 11 seconds left to go. Both teams have only had the ball once, but it's what you do with it that counts. Let's see, Lewis says, I think in preseason on 4th down, anything outside the 20, they should go for it. Anything outside is okay for kickers to get some tries. And so you know what? Anything inside the 20s, that'd be a good rule. That would be a good rule there, but I agree with that. I agree with that. Kick on the way. All right, no return here by the Baltimore Ravens. So let's see how this offense looks this time out. Josh Johnson looks like he had all kinds of time, and those guys are wide open. I need to see better from the Commanders here. I don't care who you are, what part of the depth chart you're in. If you're leaving guys that wide open, you won't stay in the NFL very long. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10. For the offense, shotgun formation. Takes the snap, gives it to the back, in the back. Picking up where he left off at. Picked up a couple yards there. I picked up about a good 3 yards on the play. That's Melvin Gordon with the carry. That's going to make it 2nd and 6 right now. Again, Melvin Gordon the 3rd. Signed a 1-year deal with Baltimore back in July. Little veteran running back. All right, we're going to go with 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Out of the shotgun, receiver goes in motion. Johnson looking. Johnson throws it. Johnson gets the completion, and he's going to be about a yard shy of that 1st down marker. Picks up 5 yards on the play. All right, so here we go. 3rd and 1. They toss it to Melvin Gordon. Gordon trying to get to the outside, and nope. Not going to happen. So the Commanders here come out and get a little 3 and out here this time out. Last time, I didn't even notice they were on the field, but this time they get a stop. I'm sure they heard quite the talking out by their defensive coordinator last time out there. So they come out and they respond, and now they're going to force a punt by the Baltimore Ravens. That's all you got to do. Just go out there, play your assignment. You know, that's excellent job getting to the outside there. You know, didn't give Melvin Gordon the opportunity to get going. Lewis says, what a play, nice tackle. Lewis says, that's why you play the cornerback position out there. And again, that was the rookie cornerback that made the tackle there, their 1st-round pick from Mississippi State. All right, so here we go. Punt on the way. Let's see if we get a return here. And no return. That's going to go into the end zone here. So let's see what the Commanders do this time out here. Last time out there, they chewed off a lot of clock. So let's see if the offense continues to steamroll like they did last time. And if this time they can finish in the end zone. Because last time they came with 3 points, and this time the goal is to finish in the end zone. So far, they have not gotten Jahan Dotson involved yet in the 1st quarter. So let's look and see if they get Jahan Dotson, the 2nd-year receiver out of Penn State, involved on this drive here for the Commanders. And again, we're currently right now at the commercial here. And so far, Josh Johnson, he is 4 of 5 for 55 yards through the air, including a passing touchdown to Zay Flowers. Now, Zay Flowers, 2 catches, 37 yards, so 2 catches off of 2 targets and a receiving touchdown. Longest play was that 26-yard touch. I'm sorry, 26 yards and stuff like that. Justice Hills, he's got a catch also for 13 yards. And this one, Tyreek Black, 1 catch for 5 yards so far. And that's for the Baltimore Ravens. Melvin Gordon has 2 carries for 4 yards. And this one, Justice Hill, 2 carries for 25 yards. This is Lewis says, first drive, it looked like the Ravens started the game without Washington. Yes. Honestly, though, because like these guys are playing so far off the Baltimore receivers. And if you play that far off of receivers, even the lower league of quarterbacks can pick you apart. Because I mean, this is the NFL; they can make those throws. But what got me was, God, they were like getting gashed through the run game, gashed to the pass. You can't let them both run and pass on you. You at least got to take away one and stuff like that. But they were like that first drive, Baltimore just Josh Johnson looked like he was almost Lamar Jackson 2.0. But the second time out there, Commanders finally realized, hey, we got to go out there and do something too. If I'm the coach, I'm playing that defense probably into the third quarter at this point. So they show me that they can get some real stops for the rest of the way. Because that first drive was just so bad. You don't want that on film. All right, but here we go. Again, 1 minute and 13 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. All right, Commanders here, multiple tight ends. McLaurin goes in motion. Gives it to the back, and the back taking on contact, and that's Gibson fighting forward there. Pickup of about 3 yards off the right tackle. He's got 2 carries for 7 yards. Now we got 2nd and 7 coming up on the Washington 23-yard line. All right, meanwhile, let me go ahead and get ready to put a poll question up here. All right, shotgun formation, trips to the top of the screen. So I thought I saw early movement there, but it's completion, and that's going to be a first down for the Commanders. And that is Curtis Samuel. Now, Curtis Samuel, there's a lot of things they can do with him in the rounds, just get creative with him. So if Eric Bieniemy can bring out the best version of Curtis Samuel, that helps take this offense to a whole nother level here. But he picked up 11 yards before being pushed out of bounds at the Washington 34-yard line. All right, so we got 1st and 10 here. Going to run one more play here and give it to Gibson, and that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. Gibson picks up 5 yards off the left tackle. He's again got 3 carries for 12 yards in this one. And at the end of the first quarter, our score, Baltimore 7, Commanders 3. So 1 quarter in the book, but what a good one it's been. Yeah, what a good one that it's been. And again, we are currently right now at the commercial. All right, give me 1 second here. Okay, let's see. All right, so again at the commercial here at the end of the first quarter, Washington with the football. This is their 2nd drive. If Baltimore's had the football twice so far in that first quarter there, came away with a touchdown that first drive. They made it look super easy. 2nd drive, though, 3 and out. Commanders now with their 2nd possession here. And so far, they look like they're continuing what they did in the first drive there. Sam Howell so far 6 of 7, 64 yards through the air. And he's finding guys like Terry McLaurin, 2 catches, 26 yards. Curtis Samuel just had, an 11-yard pickup not that long ago. Now, Johan Dotson, Haven't seen him yet get a catch yet, but it's probably just a matter of time. It may just happen on this drive here, but the offense for the Commanders looking pretty good as well. All right, putting together a poll question here. Leslie Lewis says, whatever the poll question is, you know where my vote goes. Oh, I know. But this one should be interesting here. All right, so I kind of changed it up a little bit here. Who will throw for more touchdowns this season, Sam Howell or Lamar Jackson? And so again, Lamar Jackson, we know what he can do, but usually, he gets a good amount of rushing touchdowns in there as well. And from what we're seeing from Sam Howell, you just never know. You just never know. All right, first vote goes for Sam Howell. I'll leave it up here, see how we do. All right, so here we go. Getting back to it here to start off the second quarter. Shotgun formation already. Samuel goes in motion. Trips at the top of the formation. Takes a snap. Howard throws it over the middle, and that's going to be incomplete. Incomplete. And it feels weird to say incomplete because, he's been doing such a good job. But there is a penalty. Hold up. There is a penalty right now. And John Harbaugh can't believe this. He's like, is that really my starting defense out there? All right, so that's going to be pass interference. So they're saying he broke a little too quickly there. So we're out here gifting them a first down. It's not like they need it. It's not like they need it. But I guess that's why it was an incompletion right there because, let's see. Let's look at the replay. So looking at the replay, oh yeah, he definitely made contact there before the ball got there. So that's a great call there. I'm not going to argue that. That's a great call. It's not a call you like if you're rooting for the Ravens though, but that's a good call. All right, Howard up under center. McLaurin goes in motion. Play fake. Howard looking. Howard dumps it short. Caught by Gibson. Gibson makes a move. There's already a penalty now. There is a penalty here. Now let's see if this is going to be against the offense. Lewis says flag all the way, and we've got in the zone. In the zone, what's good with you? What's good with you? How are you doing? Let's see, in the zone says, my guy, what's the deal? And so, hey, man, shoot. I was checking out what you had, what I seen you posted earlier on Instagram, and I believe that it was regarding the Kyle Shanahan situation with the 49ers. And so I agree with what you said about the 49ers. Maybe it might be time if they, found like what you used for the example of what happened with Tony Dungy when he, left Tampa Bay. Well, they booted him from Tampa Bay and stuff like that. He went to Indianapolis. They brought in John Gruden, and Gruden was able to take that team to the championship. We see it happen all the time. Think Mark Jackson with the Golden State Warriors, even though I know the Warriors, NBA and all like that, but still, sometimes you have a coach that gets the team right there, and then you need that other coach that comes in and just pushes them over the top. So I had not thought about that before, but hey, you could be onto something. You could be onto something. So yeah, just want to let you know that. I seen that earlier today. I was watching it before I was getting ready for my stream and stuff like that. So keep doing what you're doing, though. Keep doing what you're doing. All right, so let's see. That penalty was ineligible receiver downfield. I'm sorry, ineligible downfield pass, and that was declined there. So then because they had the offensive holding too. So all right, shotgun, 2 tight ends on the play. Gives it to the back, and Gibson is going to pick up about 2 yards on the play off the left guard. Let's see, and the Zoe says, yeah, time to break up with him. And so, bet. All right, so here we go. We got second down coming up here. Second and about 17 here. Ball at the Washington 38-yard line. Again, so far in this drive, 4 plays, 18 yards, and about 1:50 in terms of time of possession off the clock. Gibson on the game has 4 carries for 15 yards. All right, lining up in the shotgun. Robinson goes in motion. Howell throws it. Completed there to the back. And Robinson's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play. Again, Howell doing a good job of just getting that ball out there. Just getting that ball out there. Let's see, Mazzo says, good looking, appreciate it. And so, of course, man, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Absolutely. All right, here we go. 3rd and 14. Ball currently at the Commanders' 41-yard line. So let's see if we can convert another 3rd and long. I've seen Howell convert a couple 3rd and longs here. And honestly, this is what separates the good quarterbacks from great quarterbacks, being able to convert these 3rd and long situations. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Oh, we got movement. This is a free play here for the Commanders. Can they take advantage? Incomplete, but it doesn't matter because that penalty there, that's defensive offsides every day of the week. Every day of the week. Now, I will say this. When Howell needs to make a big play, I'm noticing that he is targeting the tight end, Cole Turner, when he needs on these 3rd and long situations. He does tend to look for Cole Turner in those situations. And, hey, I can't blame him. It's been working so far today. It's been working so far today. But, yeah, you know something's wrong when you're a D lineman and you're backpedaling when the ball's being snapped. You know you messed up on that one. Again, that was Jones, so they'll take him out. So we're going to replay 3rd down here, 3rd and 9, again, 2nd quarter, with about 13 minutes left to go here in the first half. Can the Commanders get a 1st down and keep this drive going? Again, they want Howard to get as many reps as possible to be ready for the regular season. Here we go. Pressure's around him. He's going to take a shot. Can he get it? No, that's going to be incomplete. Great coverage on the play. He was trying to hit Brown there on the corner, and that did not work. So Baltimore defense gets a stop here. And that's Seymour in coverage. He's proud of himself, as he should be. Excellent job to get between the receiver and the football. And that time, Howell felt that pressure. He felt that pressure there, but he knew where he was going to go with the football there. He wanted to give this guy an opportunity there. Luckily for him, Seymour wasn't able to make the play to pick that off, but he threw it up there. He wanted to give this guy a 50-50 opportunity. Defensive back just had a better position on that one. So that's going to bring out the punt unit here. 4th and 9 coming up. Punt on the way. All right, it looks like we're going to get no return, but the ball is going to be pinned at the 1-yard line. What a punt and what a great punt coverage. That's how you make a name for yourself on special teams out there, when you pin your opponent at the 1-yard line. Excellent job. Now, the real question is that defense going to look like they did the first drive, or are they going to look like they did last drive? If they come out look like they did the first drive, then this probably won't even matter, because they didn't even touch these guys out there the first drive. But if they can come out like last time and be disciplined on defense and actually get in there and make tackles, hey, it could happen. Lewis says good heads-up play. And so, yes, so that'll way to punt the ball. I mean, nobody likes to see a punt, but fans get a little excited when we see that they got to start off from their own 1-yard line. Everybody's thinking safety. Let's see what happens out there. Again, this puts a lot of pressure on the offensive line. Whatever it is, if they run the ball, you got to make sure you get past at least to the line of scrimmage at the very least, at least to that line of scrimmage. So far, I'm loving what I'm seeing from this game so far. Again, right now, Baltimore leading 7-3 here in the 2nd quarter with 12 minutes and 43 seconds. And again, there was no Lamar Jackson. There was no Tyler Huntley. None of them. They started the game off with Josh Johnson here. And so far, 4 or 5 for 55 yards through the air and a passing touchdown, in which he threw that to rookie Zay Flowers, in which I like Zay Flowers. You guys know me. I'm a Patriots fan. I wanted to see the Patriots select Zay Flowers. I believe in his game and stuff like that. I mean, he stayed at Boston College there. He didn't run and go to a bigger program. No, he stayed where he was at. Knew that it probably meant he wasn't going to compete for anything meaningful, but he definitely has that dog in him. That's one thing I will say about him. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do in the regular season. As Lewis says, he's going deep the first play. He said he's going to go deep the first play. Knowing Josh Johnson, when he gets it going, he probably would do something like that. And the way that the offensive line has been giving him time, if I'm the coach, I might dial it up. To be honest with you. I may just do that. Take a deep shot there. But we'll see what they call. Because, I mean, they're averaging probably maybe about 6 yards of play on the ground so far. because they're running it pretty good. So far as a team, Baltimore has 4 carries for 29 yards. But if they got Melvin Gordon in the backfield, though, I don't know. I feel like Melvin Gordon's lost a couple steps, so maybe you can get Melvin Gordon in the backfield if he tries to break it outside or something like that. Maybe you get him in the backfield. I don't know. But anybody else, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I'm excited. That's how much we miss football, guys. I'm excited. All right, so let's see what the Baltimore offense is going to do here. They've got Melvin Gordon in the backfield. Johnson's going to line up under center. Got a ton of tight ends on the play. Tight fullback goes in motion. They snap it. They give it to the back. And Gordon's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play off the right guard there. So that's going to give you some space to work with there. 2nd and 5 coming up from their own 7-yard line. If you're Washington, you would love to get a 3 and out. It's the perfect opportunity as a team, the perfect opportunity to get great field position for the offense if you can get a 3 and out. All right, quarterback up under center. Fullback going in motion. Snaps it. Gives it to the back again. And this time he's going to pick up about 1.5 yards there. So Gordon up the middle. So now we got 3rd and 3 coming up here. So 3rd and 3. What do? Do you go ahead and run the ball? Do you maybe do a little play action here this deep within your own territory? Let's see if they call here on 3rd and 3. Now, this is Baltimore, you know, like they'll run that ball now. So let's see if they call on 3rd and 3. They're going to line up in 2 receivers, tight end, 2 backs here. Again, the back and the fullback. So Johnson and the shotgun receiver goes in motion. That's Wallace. Johnson looking. Johnson backpedaling. Throws it. Johnson gets the completion and a 1st down. Picks up 5 yards. He found the fullback. Johnson was looking. And he was looking. And then he found the big boy. And the big boy made it look easy. He looked like he was born to make these catches out there. Fortnite, what's good with you? What's good with you? How are you doing? I hope that your week is off to a great start. How are you doing? But look at the concentration there by Richard. Like, Richard just, he was like, look, if you throw it to me, I got you. Richard goes in motion, the fullback, out of the shotgun. And this time, Johnson's going to keep it himself. And Johnson aiming for the sideline before he gets pushed down there, but picked up 6 yards on the play. Again, we're here in the 2nd quarter with about 10 minutes and 35 seconds left to go before halftime, with Baltimore leading 7-3. Mr. Fortnite says, good, you. I am doing pretty good. Not bad at all. Not bad at all, because we are so close to regular season, football, college, all of that stuff. Now, they're going to throw it short here to the back. Let's see if the Commanders can make a play on this. And Mitchell picks up 6 yards on the play. So excellent job there on the screen and a 1st down. Johnson so far 6 of 7 passing for 66 yards and a touchdown so far. And again, this drive started off from their own 1-yard line. So right now they're at the Baltimore 26-yard line. So let's see if this Washington defense can make a stop here. All right, out of the shotgun. Wallace goes in motion. Looking. He's looking to throw. Pressure's around him. And he's going to scramble. And look at that. He picks up 7 yards. It's the 2nd time that he's decided to run here. And hey, he's getting some yards. He's got 2 carries for 13 yards here on this drive. Josh Johnson getting it done. Josh Johnson said, don't forget about me. I can move around too. 9 minutes left to go here in the 2nd quarter. 2nd and 3. Out of the shotgun. Fakes it to the back. Throws it, and we're going to get a completion here. Picks up 28 yards to the tight end, Kohler. And that's going to be a first down to the Washington 39-yard line. And again, he threw it in there. He threw it in there between the coverage there, got the first down, and a big play. Johnson looking again, throws it, and that's going to be another completion. Picks up 11 yards on the play. So now Baltimore moving the ball on a drive that started from their own 1-yard line. Leslie Lewis says Washington might have open tryouts for defense. Yes. And so Braden, what's good with you? Braden says, hey, JB, what's good with you? Let's see, Zoe says we still doing that fantasy league. And so, oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's going to be on – our draft is on September the 1st. September the 1st. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I've been preparing. And I will send out notifications like next week and stuff like that to remind everybody. But absolutely, absolutely, that fantasy league is still in play. Best believe that. All right, so we have Melvin Gordon here running for 7 hard yards here. He's got 5 carries for 18 yards, setting up a 2nd and 3 from the Washington 21-yard line. All right, takes a snap out of the shotgun. Gonna throw it up high. And, oh, it's going to be picked off. It's going to be picked off. Just when you thought that was going to be a touchdown, but it ends up in the hands of the defensive back, and he's still running right now. He is still running. Who's going to stop him? And he gets pushed out of bounds. What a tremendous return, though. I mean, wow. That's insane. And Josh Johnson was doing so good, too. He was doing so good. And then that's not even really on him, though. I feel like that's a bit on the receiver there. But either way, great job there by the defensive back to get the interception and then the return. Let's see, Braden says doing good. Bet. Again, that was Martin there with the interception. Sometimes just got to be in the right place at the right time and make sure that when the ball hits your hands, you hold on to it. Let's see, Lewis says, Braden brought luck. That kills a good drive. We're going to put that one on Braden. I mean, look at that. He was literally like pushing the guy off, and then he was able to somehow get the ball, keep your feet in bounce, make the interception, and have the presence of mind to say, I'm going to return this. I mean, wow. Wow. Big-time players make big-time plays. Jartavius Martin from Illinois. Brandon says, shaking his head, Lewis. Yeah, that could have been a catch. That really should have been a catch, probably. But here we go. So after the turnover here for the Commanders, starting off from Baltimore's 45-yard line, Howell out of the shotgun. He's looking. Dumps it down to the back. He wanted something deeper there, but the last second throw to the back. Picks up about 8 yards on the play. Let's see, the zone says Washington need a quarterback. And so who do you feel will be the best quarterback for Washington? And again, for the poll, we've got 1 vote so far for the poll in terms of who's going to throw more touchdowns, Sam Howell or Lamar Jackson. Be sure to cast your vote. All right, here we go. 2nd and 2. Robinson goes in motion. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Howell's going to throw it short to the back. Robinson picks up the first down. So now we've got the first down, 3-yard pickup on the play. Currently, right now, at the Baltimore Ravens 34-yard line. Again, Washington trails 7-3 so far in this one. Lewis says that's on the receiver. And so, oh yeah, because plenty of times, if he had an A1 receiver out there, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Anytime it goes off the receiver hand of that, man, come on. Let's see, and the zone says, man, who picked Sam Howell? That's a quick pass caught by the receiver. And that's going to be taken to the 28-yard line there, picked up of 6 yards. And that's Jahan Dotson's first catch of the game. And again, their second-year receiver out of Penn State, who they drafted in the first round last year. Extremely high expectations for him this year. And so his first catch here tonight. Now we got 2nd and 6, about 5 minutes left to go here before halftime. Commanders still playing their starters. Let's see, and Zoe says, is Washington fans in here? Howell, backpedaling, throws it. Gibson catches it. And going to get brought down for a loss of 2 yards on the play. So we got 3rd down coming up here, 3rd and 6 from the Baltimore 30-yard line. Again, 4 minutes and 30 seconds here before halftime. And Washington looking to see if they can try to get their first touchdown. I mean, they've had their starting offense out there. You do not want to go the entire half without getting a touchdown here. You want to try to get a touchdown. So far, Sam Howell, 11 of 13 for 82 yards passing, but you got to get a touchdown here somewhere. All right, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Dotson goes in motion. Snaps the ball. Howell looking, throws it short, completed to the back, in which he's found his backs quite a few times here. Now, Gibson frustrated, he didn't get that first down, but he did pick up 3 yards on the play. Let's see, Brandon says, good game on Saturday, but sad the way it had to end. And so, yeah, that was absolutely a scary situation there. No doubt about that, but certainly was glad to see that they decided to just walk away from the game there. Clearly, it made no sense to return there with everything that was going on, but absolutely. And then happy to hear good news afterwards that he, has been released and that he's moving and everything's pretty good there. But yes, it was indeed a scary sight there for both teams involved with the Patriots and the Packers there. All right, 4th and 3. So they're going for it on 4th down. Howell throws it up the middle. Ball is tipped, but it doesn't matter. Still caught by Jahan Dotson and takes it all the way to the Baltimore 11-yard line. Sometimes you're great. Sometimes you're lucky. And, hey, we'll take our bit of luck here and there. We will take that. So that's going to give him a 1st down here. So we're back in the red zone again. Let's see what the Commanders do this time in the red zone. And 98 Jones, he went up there. Jones went up there. And he just, tipped the ball. And we got trips at the bottom of the screen, and they're going to give it to the back. And so Robinson's still trying to fight for extra yards here. Picks up about a good 3 yards on the play. Now 2 minutes and 30 seconds here before halftime. Got the 2-minute warning coming up soon. Brandon says, yeah, happy he's doing good now. And so, yeah, that was a big relief right there, big relief. All right, so getting ready for the 2-minute warning here. Both teams with all 3 timeouts, and right now the Ravens leading 7-3 over the Commanders. Let's see, Lewis says Howell spread the ball good. And so, I mean, yeah, he's 13 of 15, 101 yards. And so he had a couple big 3rd down conversions as well. I remember early in that first quarter, especially that first drive that they had where he hit his tight end like on some 3rd and long situations, Terry McLaurin. He was finding his guys, and he made some good throws. He made some good throws out there. And just to recap so far for the Commanders receiving-wise, Terry McLaurin, 2 catches, 26 yards. Cole Turner, 2 catches, 24 yards. Jahan Dotson, 2 catches, 22 yards. Brian Robinson, he's got 4 catches for 17 yards. Curtis Samuel, 1 catch, 11 yards. Antonio Gibson, 2 catches for 1 yard so far here for the Washington Commanders. Now on the ground, Brian Robinson's got 5 carries for 21 yards. Antonio Gibson, 4 carries for 15 yards. Sam Howell, he's ran it twice for 9 yards himself. So as a team, they have 11 carries for 45 yards so far here in the first half with 2 minutes to go before halftime. And again, Washington played their starters so far the entire first half. That's been the game plan. Baltimore started off with their 3rd string quarterback, but right now Baltimore still leading 7-3. Josh Johnson, 8 of 10 for 105 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception so far. And that last interception really wasn't on him. It really wasn't on him. That was more so on the receiver who just didn't make a play on the ball, let the ball stay in the air, and they never want to give the defensive back a chance to make a play on the ball. And that's exactly what happened. Very unfortunate for both of them on that play. Now for Baltimore as a team, 9 carries, 56 yards on the ground. Justice Hills has 2 carries, 25 yards. Melvin Gordon, 5 carries for 18 yards. And Josh Johnson, he took off twice for 13 yards. All right, so again, 2-minute warning here. And so far in his current drive, 7 plays, 36 yards for about 4 minutes and 38 seconds in terms of time of possession. So here we go. So now we're back to the action. Commanders looking to try to get a touchdown. Shotgun formation. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Howell's going to throw it in the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. Dangerous play. He almost threw an interception. Let's see. Braden says, are you going to stream any college football games this coming week? And so I do intend on streaming some college football games. Not sure when the first one is going to be, but I have been starting to look at the schedule to try to determine when that first college football game is going to be. But I do want to at least get one of those in this upcoming week. So the game plan is to at least get one. I just haven't determined which one it's going to be yet. But that is the game plan. That is the game plan. All right, so here we go. 3rd and 8. Howell looking, throws it. It is caught by the running back Gibson, and Gibson gets it into the end zone for a touchdown. Now, we had a late hit there by a Commanders player, and 29 took exception to that hit. And honestly, that was very unnecessary because my man Gibson, he'd been had the touchdown a while back. He'd been had that. And see, Brandon says, okay, sounds good. Bet. And so we've got old man here. Old man, what's good with you? What's good with you? How are you doing? How are you doing? Let's see, you say how we're doing tonight. Things are pretty good on my end. Yeah, things are pretty good on my end. And right now we just saw a touchdown here for the Commanders. Now, there was the flag there. So referees will have to discuss this because what happened was, yeah, that hit that came in from the Commanders' offensive lineman, that was late. But then the reaction, they always get the guy that reacts. And so we'll see what happens here. And again, we are almost at halftime here. And it did result in a touchdown there. But offsetting penalties there, they penalized both parties involved there. So right decision there, offsetting penalties there. But the touchdown stands. So now we're going to get the extra point attempt by the Commanders. And that is good. So now the Commanders lead 10-7 right now. All right, so again at the commercial here, with just a minute and 49 seconds here before halftime. So Commanders scored a touchdown on that drive, 9 plays, 45 yards, and they did it in under 5 minutes in terms of time of possession on that drive. And that's what you want to see from the starters. You want to see them go out there and get a touchdown. Now, Sam Howell today, 14 of 17 for 110 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, sacked just once. And he also had 2 carries for 9 yards. So if he plays like that, I think he'll be just fine for this offense here. But again, now he did just come up with 1 touchdown here, and so so it was really big to see him score that touchdown for them. But we'll see if he can carry that into the regular season. But not a bad performance here today. He's done everything you can ask of him today. Let's see. O says, "You already know I'm doing great. Hey, Braden." And so, already know, absolutely. The only thing that can make today better is if we were already at Friday as opposed to Monday. That would make today a lot better. But other than that, everything else pretty good. And again, we're still at the commercial here. So we'll get to see Josh Johnson come out here and try to run a 2-minute offense for the Baltimore Ravens when we come back. And so far today, 8 of 10 for 105 yards through the air, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And that interception off the receiver there in the end zone. So he had a pretty good game so far. Let's see if he can cap it off with some points here to end the first half of the Baltimore Ravens. All right, Commanders kick it off. And no return here for the Baltimore Ravens. So they'll take over from their own 25-yard line. Last time out there, they moved the ball pretty well, got it into the end zone, but turned the ball over in the end zone, actually, for the interception. So tried to get a touchdown, but ended up turning it over. So let's see if they can correct the wrongs here and try to get some points for the Ravens. Again, both teams with all 3 timeouts. So far, our poll question has 1 vote so far. So you guys let me know your thoughts here. Who will throw for more touchdowns this season? Right now, Sam Howell is leading the poll with 1 vote. And so, oh man, what a pass. Like, I turned to the screen and Josh Johnson again to Kohler here. I mean, that's been his go-to guy, but there is a penalty. There is a penalty. Let's see what they call. All right, so illegal use of hands. They're going to decline that. So that deep pass right there by Josh Johnson, that's going to stand. So Johnson's got 138 yards through the air today. And Kohler has been making some big plays. 2 catches, 61 yards here, averaging over 30 yards a catch. Johnson taking a deep shot here, and that's going to be incomplete. Incomplete, but a penalty. A penalty here. Wallace was the intended receiver for the Baltimore Ravens. All right, so they're going to call pass interference there. And so that gifts them with great, and I mean great, field position right now as they are 7 yards away from the end zone here, 1st and goal. Braden says Josh Johnson on the Ravens now. And so, yeah, Braden, he's literally been everywhere. I feel like at the end of each season, Josh Johnson should do a commercial that says, "Coming to a city near you." Because it could be true. It could be true. He's literally playing everywhere. Johnson looking. Johnson throws it. Johnson gets the touchdown. It looks like a touchdown. It is a touchdown. to Wallace. And so Tylan Wallace, the receiver who was unable to get that pass because of the pass interference on the previous play, this time they do connect in the end zone. That's going to make him happy. That's going to make the coaches happy. It's going to make everybody happy. And again, look at that. I mean, the defensive back never even turned back. He never even turned back. And just excellent job there by Wallace holding on for dear life. Now, look at the end. Now, the ball did come out at the end there, but it should still be a touchdown. Looked like he had possession of that throughout most of that, so touchdown. So we'll get the extra point attempt to come up with 1:34 left to go here in the second. And so far in the day, Josh Johnson, 10 of 12 for 145 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And so Josh Johnson, he can find a home anywhere because he's just got it like that. So we'll get to see another drive here for the Commanders. See if they can respond to Baltimore's touchdown, in which Baltimore leads this one 14-0. And so will the streak stay alive here at Baltimore, or does Washington have what it takes to end the preseason win streak? Now, obviously in the preseason, we have our players who are just preseason stars, and then some guys who are for real. So I want you guys to let me know who are some guys that you've seen throughout the preseason, who's a pretender and who's like legit from what we've seen so far in the preseason. Because this year, there's a lot of question marks out there, and there's, a lot of speculations, like, is Jordan Love the next quarterback in the line of great quarterbacks for Green Bay? And will he take it to the next level? Or is he just overrated? There's a lot of guys out there. Is Sam Howell going to be the answer? Is it just going to turn out to be just another guy? What do you guys think? Who's someone out there that you think is legit? And who's someone out there that you think is a pretender for this upcoming season based upon what you've seen so far in the preseason? It can even go for rookie quarterbacks as well. Do you believe that Bryce Young's going to go out there and exceed all expectations, live up to the hype? CJ Stroud, do you think it's going to be a bust? What do you think? Meanwhile, kickoff on the way, and the Washington Commanders will take over from their own 21-yard line. Braden says the answer to that is yes, JB. I wouldn't be too sure now. I wouldn't be too sure. I've seen a lot of good things from CJ Stroud now. I've seen a lot of good things from him. Just some of the throws. Now, I am concerned about how's the offensive line going to look when it's all set together, but give him a couple seasons. Give him a couple seasons. He'll be at the right spot where he needs to be at. All right, so the Commanders here are going to try to run their own minute offense, I should say, with 1:29 seconds to go. Howell. Oh, Howell gets brought down for the sack. So that time, Baltimore said, we've seen enough. Let's get some pressure on him. And it's Jeremiah Moon with the sack. Linebacker number 48 for the Baltimore Ravens. Lewis says no, JB. So he says no. I'm assuming that that's for Jordan Love. Brady says Dorian Thompson, Robinson, and Aiden O'Connell have looked good. And so they have. I mean, you guys have heard what I said about Aiden O'Connell. I said He might be a surprise. He might be this year's guy because I have to think with Jimmy Garoppolo, he's going to eventually miss some games. And I think that Aiden O'Connell is showing that he should get the nod over a guy like, I forget the other guy who's there. I feel real bad about it. But I feel like Aiden O'Connell should go into the season as quarterback 2. And so let's see. Let's see. Brandon says, I meant Jordan Love will be good. And so okay. Hey, you guys have heard, I've said it. I believe that Jordan Love will be as well because he's got the weapons around him. And honestly, for a quarterback to succeed, you have to have weapons around you and a good system in place. That's extremely important. You put a good guy in there with bad guys around him, and he's going to look bad. You know, I still think to this day that David Carr was a better quarterback than the talent around him, but the talent around him was so bad, it never materialized for him. And at some point, it becomes too late. But after the sack, 2nd and 17, Sam Howell moving around, feeling the pressure. He's going to run, and he's going to go out of bounds after picking up some yards on the play, making it a much more manageable 3rd down. But there is a penalty, so let's hold up and see what they're going to call. They're going to call holding against the defense here. They call Kelly with that hold. And so that's going to gift them with a 1st down there. And that's terrible. I mean, your defense did their job, putting them in a tough situation. And you go out there and you just wrap the man up. I mean, you didn't even bother to let go. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Commanders. Howell has time, throws it over the middle, gets the completion, and McLaurin again with the catch takes it all the way to the 13-yard line. All right, so we got about a minute left to go here in a second. We've got some movement here, so they're not on the same page. Got a little bit of movement here. Again, 54 seconds here before we reach halftime. Braden says, CJ Stroud, you have him winning Rookie of the Year. And so I appreciate that. I like the thought behind that, but I'm going to give Rookie of the Year probably to Jordan Addison, I think, because I feel like Jordan Addison's going to go out there and he's going to have a lot of opportunities to go out there and shine. I just feel like the rookie quarterbacks are going to get off to a slow start this year. And by the time they start hitting, it'll probably be just a little too late. So I'm going to give it to Jordan Addison to go out there. I can see him having about 900 yards receiving, maybe even possibly 1,000 as the year goes on. Just depends on, if he can stay healthy there. So I can see some opportunities for Jordan Addison to go out there and really perform. But we know Kirk's going to throw it up there, give an opportunity. And when you're playing opposite side, Justin Jefferson is going to get a lot of attention. You're going to get a lot of opportunities. So I would say Jordan Addison's in a great position. He's my early pick for who I think will be Offensive Rookie of the Year. But hey, if it turns out to be CJ Stroud, I will not complain at all. 1st and 15. Howell looking. Has time, throws it over the middle again, and this time Jahan Dotson who gets the 1st down. Now there is yet another penalty. JB is seeing enough penalties right now. Another penalty here. All right, we get it, referees. We get it. You can throw your flags here, but come on now. John Harbaugh is not happy. He's not happy at all. Takes the snap. Howell throws it. Incomplete. Intended for Jahan Dotson there, but incomplete. Washington in coverage. 2nd and 10. Now, I did notice on that play that Terry McLaurin did look like he was in a little bit of pain here. And I know you want to keep your offense out there, but let's not forget what he means to this team here. And the last thing you want is a guy like that getting hurt in the preseason. And so, all right, so Howell throws it incomplete. He felt the pressure. He knew the pressure was coming backside, so just went ahead, threw that one a little bit too low, though, incomplete. Hey, Ohio State, we put him out there. Terry McLaurin, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jackson Smith, and Jigma. The list goes on and on and on. If only Paris Campbell would actually stay healthy a full season and just go out there and perform to his potential. But yeah, a lot of kids from Ohio State out there making an impact. All right, so you're going to take a look at McLaurin here. We've got 3rd and 10. Howell slings it. Jahan Dotson with the completion. 17 yards. All right, so we got a timeout. $30 seconds left to go here in the 2nd quarter. Washington with the football and 1 timeout remaining here. So obviously they want to score before the half, but they're trying to get a touchdown. They're thinking touchdown. And you can see McLaurin already headed to the locker room there. A little bit of pain, but the good news is he is obviously walking on his own there, so that's always a good sign there. And he's got some time to rest before the regular season. All right, so with 30 seconds to work with and 1 timeout, the offense trailing by 4 points, 14-10. Pressures around Howell, and Howell moving around, shakes off the defender. Somehow he's still standing, and he gets the completion. Now, Jahan Dotson there with the catch. Great job there by the Commanders. And so they're going to call a timeout, 20 seconds remaining. So far, Sam Howell, 18 of 23 for 176 yards passing and a touchdown so far today. Sam Howell has done everything you can ask of him in this situation today. Now, he has been sacked twice, but great job just keeping your eyes downfield, moving around, extending plays, making plays. All right, 21 seconds to work with. Gotta show excellent clock management abilities here. Lewis says 78% completion for Howell. So, yeah, I mean, save some of that for the regular season. Howell throws it. Going to be incomplete. Round the intended receiver. But yeah, save some of that fire for the regular season, right, Lewis? And so far in this game, the leading receiver for the Commanders, Jahan Dotson, 5 catches, 76 yards so far. All right, 11 yards away from the end zone. Howell throws it for the end zone and gets the completion to Brown in the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown Brown. And so that's going to give the Commanders the lead here, 16-14, 12 seconds remaining here before the half. Excellent execution here. I mean, I got to give them credit where credit is due. I mean, 18 of 24 for 177 yards and a touchdown, 2 touchdowns now. So 2 touchdowns and make that 188 yards passing. They just updated that. So 19-25 for 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Hey, all I can say is do it in the regular season. You do it enough time in the regular season, then hey, people will recognize. So there it is for 10 plays, 79 yards, a minute, 22 seconds in terms of time possession off the clock. Wow. Lewis says he should have 3 touchdowns. And so, hey, that's pretty good there. That is pretty good. Let's see if that translates to the regular season. But tremendous first half there. He's done his job. Sit this man down. And, hey, I mean, that's how you build confidence for the regular season. You go out and you perform like that, you're going to build confidence. And so I know it's the preseason, but preseason is the doorway to getting on the same page with your guys. And not just you building your confidence, but your team building confidence in you. And how about Eric Bieniemy and his play calling so far for the Commanders as well? I mean, if he can carry that into the regular season, hey, that'd be great. That'd be great. And that would negate all the talks of, oh, well, he's been up under Andy Reid. He's got Patrick Mahomes and all of that. If he can get this offense to look like this in the regular season, look out. All right, so here we go. Kickoff on the way. Goes out of bounds. And so with 12 seconds remaining here, this will be the last time that we should see Josh Johnson out there tonight at quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. With 12 seconds here, they may just opt to go ahead and run out the clock and take the halftime. But right now, the score Commanders up 17-14. So does the streak end tonight? Who knows? And we still just got 1 vote right now for the poll. So be sure to cast your vote for the poll if you have not already in terms of who's going to throw more touchdowns this season, Sam Howell or Lamar Jackson. Let us know. If you want to overreact, hey, it's okay to overreact here. Let us know either way your vote here on the poll question. But yeah, they took a knee, and that's going to take us to halftime. All right, so we are currently now at the half here. And so let's go ahead and review some of the stats here from both of these teams. We'll start off with the Baltimore Ravens here. And so Josh Johnson was 10 of 12 for 145 yards through the air. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Again, that 1 interception, not necessarily his fault in terms of the pass there. Just the receiver didn't help him out at all. He was not sacked at all in the first half. On the ground, the Baltimore Ravens only ran it 10 times. And so Melvin Gordon led all in carries with 5 carries for 18 yards, but Justice Hill had 2 carries for 25 yards in the first half. Josh Johnson also had 3 carries for 12 yards. So as a team, Baltimore averaged 5.5 yards a carry, in which they had 10 carries for 55 yards. Receiving wise, Charlie Kohler, 2 catches for 61 yards. Zay Flowers, he had 2 catches early for 37 yards and a receiving touchdown. Justice Hill, 1 catch, 13 yards. Dante DeMussy had 1 catch for 11 yards. And Tylan Wallace, 1 catch for 7 yards as well. Caden Mitchell, 1 catch, 6 yards. Patrick Richard had a catch for 5 yards as well. And Tyreek Black, 1 catch for 5 yards so far. Now let's take a look at the Commanders, in which Sam Howell had a performance in that first half, 19-25 for 188 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, was sacked twice. And as for Washington on the ground as a team, they had 12 carries for 53 yards. Brian Robinson Jr., 5 carries, 21 yards. Sam Howell had 3 carries for 17 yards. Antonio Gibson, 4 carries, 15 yards. Now, receiving-wise, Johan Dotson, 5 catches, 76 yards. Terry McLaurin, 3 catches, 39 yards. Now, Terry McLaurin did exit the game early due to an injury, but I don't believe it to be anything serious because he was walking on his own. Now, he did get nicked up on a tackle there, but I think he should be good to go by the time regular season hits. Cole Turner at tight end, 2 catches, 24 yards. Brian Robinson Jr., 4 catches, 17 yards. Let's see, Brown had a catch for 11 yards, including the receiving touchdown. Curtis Samuel had a catch for also 11 yards, and Antonio Gibson 3 catches for 10 yards. And so a couple things that I did notice in the first half is just the usage of how Washington utilized Brian Robinson in that first half in comparison to Gibson. Robinson got a couple more receptions than I thought that he would out of the backfield, but Sam Howell, he made some great decisions there. He made some great decisions and stuff like that. Offensive line did an okay job protecting him. He did have a couple of times where he had to make it happen, but, offensive line did pretty standard for the offensive lines that I've seen so far in the preseason. Again, they did play their starters the entire first half there, so we'll see what the backups like in the second half. Guys like Jacoby Brissett and what they can bring, in that second half. And also for Baltimore, they started off the game with their third-string quarterback, Josh Johnson, in this one. And so next we'll get to take a good look and see what can Brown do for them. But that is the first half of what we've seen so far today. And what has been a great game. Commanders leading this one 17-14. Ravens trying to keep the streak alive. And as Braden alluded to earlier in the stream, we do have college football coming up on the horizon here soon. And so very soon at that, very soon to get started. Now, some of these games, I know like Saturday should be Navy, Notre Dame, games like that. So we've got college football on the horizon coming up. And so I will do my best to at least try to get one of those college football games coming up here soon, because I know that next week we'll be finishing out preseason. But, hey, meaningful football is on the horizon, and I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of storylines this year. We're going to see a lot of overreactions early, a lot of things. I want to see how some of these young guys do, these guys with new opportunities. I mean, not just the rookies when I say young guys, but guys that are taking, that next step, like Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett has looked really good in the preseason. Is that going to translate to the regular season? I'm excited to see how that's going to play out for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Kenny Pickett. If he goes out there and he takes another leap, and this offense as a whole takes another leap, that's going to make things very interesting to see how things play out in that particular division, And then Matt Jones, hey, these receivers for the New England Patriots, they're getting slept on here, but can they take that next step as a unit? We're going to find out. I like what I'm seeing from guys like Kendrick Bourne, not just saying it because I'm a Patriot fan here, but guys like him, the 2 tight ends that we have for the Patriots, and then that backfield, adding Zeke to be that second option as the running back gives us a dangerous, backfield. The young guys, behind him, Harris, guys like that, Strong, will they be able to contribute at all this season? There's a lot of storylines there. Justin Fields, can he start contributing passing-wise? I mean, for me, Justin Fields, he can, have that type of outbreak season that we saw last year from Jalen Hurts if the offensive line holds up for him. You look at some of the similarities that Justin Fields had that Jalen Hurts had the year before. Jalen Hurts, last year he acquired A.J. Brown. That helped him take his game to the next level. What did the Chicago Bears do? Well, they made a little trade for a certain receiver that came in from the Carolina Panthers. And so that's going to help him out tremendously, having a guy like that on the outside. And if Darryl Mooney can bounce back and just contribute as a number 2 option, then you start looking around like, okay, we've got some pieces here, but it's all going to hinge on the offensive line, letting Justin Fields feel like he has time to throw the ball. And I know anybody who has not really watched Justin Fields in college, they think he's just a runner. He's a runner because he's had to been a runner. And quite frankly, when he realized that that's the only way to move the ball, that's when he became a runner. but he can still throw that football. I feel like from a passing perspective, he's got better tools to work with than people give him credit for. You just got to give the man time because the man was running for his life and all like that. He was running for his life. So that's a big if, a big if. If the Bears, I'll say this right now, if the Bears offensive line finishes in the top, I'll say in the top 18 of the league, then Justin Fields will be a Pro Bowler if they finish in the top 10, and top 18, and you will see Justin Fields go out there and show the league that he can throw the ball. But if they don't finish in the top 20 offensive line-wise, then you're not going to see it because he needs time. He needs time. But I do feel like this is the season where he can have that big jump this season. Let's see, Lewis says, yeah, if the O-line blocks, that's a big one. Let's see, Braden says, I never asked you yet, but what do you think of the Pat signing Zeke? Braden, I like the addition of Zeke because, one, we know Ramondre Stevenson is that dude, but I also know that Ramondre Stevenson does miss some time with injuries. I always anticipate he's going to miss probably 4 games due to injuries each season. Now, when he's out there, that's great. Zeke is a hard runner. He's going to be motivated, and he's not going to have to go out there and carry the load like he did down there in Dallas, although he did have Tony Pollard with him. But I like the fact that he is a physical runner behind our offensive line. Expect more of the same. But what I really love, what really puts a smile on my face, is his pass blocking ability. That is the biggest reason why we picked him up, because of his pass blocking and then short yardage situations, that 1-2 punch between him and Stevenson. And so, sure, when it comes to the pass game, we may need to rely on maybe a guy like Harris if he can develop into that role of a pass catcher. That's why we drafted him to begin with. And let's not forget Ty Montgomery. So we do have pass catchers already in the backfield ready for us. So I love the addition of Zeke. He fits exactly what we need at the price that New England loves so much. Because you guys know that we were not going to spend that kind of money on Dalvin Cook. And honestly, Dalvin Cook, as much as I would have loved to have Dalvin Cook, it would have been a shiny toy that wouldn't have moved the needle for us. But Zeke fits a need for us, comes in with the right mindset, and gives us a 1-2 punch that we can use there. And anybody that's going to come in and make life easier for Mac Jones, hey, Zeke, we saw what he did early on for Dak Prescott early in his career. He doesn't have to be that guy because, as I mentioned a million times, we already got Ramondre Stevenson, but I like it. JB is hyped. I'm sold. I like it. And what I'm really excited about is the rookie receiver that we drafted from Liberty. I'm really excited about that kid. They treat him like he's a first-round pick. Like he already locked his spot, and they didn't even have to play him too much in the preseason because they already know what he can do. Demario Douglas, he's going to go out there and make some impacts. JB is excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. People have written us off this year, and JB's going to say it now. We are not finishing last in that division. That's not happening. We are not finishing last in that division. JB's going to go on the limb and say that we at least win 10 games this year, barring any catastrophic injury. That's my one out, is if we get a catastrophic injury. But other than that, we're going to go out there and we're going to look good. And I love me some Malik Cunningham. I do. I hope that he takes that backup spot at some point from Bailey Zappe. But JB, the only thing that JB's not hyped up about is this offensive line. I don't know what Pro Football Focus is looking at with this offensive line, but JB doesn't see it. Our offensive line leaves a lot more questions than answers right now. And I know the preseason we were missing some guys, but I saw them last year. And that's why Mac Jones also struggled, because the offensive line was not that good. So I can only hope that scheme helps us out. But the offensive line, they're talking about at least top 15. I hope that I'm wrong about my evaluation of that offensive line. But we have some holes in that offensive line, and that is going to be a problem. So we need to really come together as a unit. Now, I haven't seen the full unit out there, so maybe we do. But I didn't like what I've seen so far in the preseason or what I've heard so far in camp from the offensive line perspective. So that is the biggest thing there. But I feel like receiver-wise, we'll be okay for the New England Patriots. We'll be just okay. We've got some pieces. Sure, we don't have that guy who scares you like we would have had if we would have got Hopkins. But, hey, we've got some pieces that I feel like will grow with Mac Jones. And his confidence with Bill O'Brien, that's going to be key. That's going to be key. Let's see, Braden says, after watching the pass offense on Saturday get the ball to Kendrick Bourne, he's underrated. Yeah, Kendrick Bourne, I love to say it 2 years ago when he actually did get to play with a competent offensive coordinator. Him and Mac Jones was good. And you may not remember, but Mac Jones' rookie year against the Dallas Cowboys especially, Kendrick Bourne and Mac Jones, they had something special there. They really did. Now, Devontae Parker, whatever we get from him, I'm not too sold on. Well, I shouldn't say sold, but I'm gonna put it this way: if he just goes out there and exceeds my expectations, I'll be happy. Just go out there and just look solid. That's it. Just look solid. That's all I ask from him, because the other guys, they can pick up the slack. But there's some real potential for this offense. And if we can get that chemistry flowing, look out. But we have to stay healthy. We have to stay healthy. And the defense has to go out there and make plays. We've got a good defense now. We just don't have anybody that can go out there and lock down Justin Jefferson. I mean, he put on a clinic on us out there last year. Guys like Justin Jefferson, guys like Stephon Diggs. Those guys still scare me on the outside and stuff like that. But outside of those guys, I like what we got as a unit. I really don't like our schedule, though. Our schedule is extremely tough. So we're going to have to come out and really just hit some people in the mouths out there. But I'm excited. I like when people count us out. And as a team, that's all that we've heard. So I'm excited about that. Jalen Mills is going to be very important for us in the secondary. Him playing safety, that is huge for us in the secondary. I cannot emphasize how underrated that move is for putting him at safety. I will miss Devin McCourty so much, but I feel a little bit better knowing that Jalen Mills is going to be back there in the secondary playing a position that he was born to play. And we've got some young corners that are on the up and comings, and so a lot of guys playing for contracts too. We got a lot of guys on defense that's on a one-year deal, and you know how guys get when they're on their last year of the contract. They want to go out there and they want to perform. So I'm hyping myself up right now. I really am. I really am. And so I'm excited. I don't know who's going to fall, because someone has to fall for someone to succeed in that division. But last year, everybody thought the Broncos were going to be good. They turned out not to be. So we'll see if Nathaniel Hackett is just bad luck and if it impacts the Jets negatively, which I don't think that'll be the case, but I think the Jets probably win 9 games this year. I think they win 9 games this year. So it's going to be very competitive, very competitive. Injuries will tell who wins the AFC East, because the Dolphins have all the tools you need, but if they go out there, and I know Arcane, he got hurt. I know he should be back, but if injuries don't really take a toll on them, it can hurt them too. So it's going to come down to who can be the most healthiest in that division, but we're a lot closer than people give us credit for in that division. Let's see, Lewis says Bears, Packers, and Patriots will all finish with 9 wins each. I say 10 wins for the Patriots. I could see the Packers getting 10 wins. I could see the Bears getting 9 or 10. It just depends on Justin Fields. If Justin Fields lights it up, I mean, go on a rampage this year, then higher. But if that doesn't happen, the offensive line struggles, then I'll say 8 wins there. It all depends on the O-line, Lewis. There is not a more O-line dependent team than our teams right now, I feel like. For the Patriots and the Bears, the offensive line is so critical. If you had to show me one stat, one ranking for the entire season, and it really impacts the record, I would say offensive line stats for the Patriots and the Bears, that will tell the story for the upcoming season, at least offensively, I feel like. But here we go, second half on the way. Brissett in there at quarterback for the Commanders from their own 25-yard line, and they give it to the back, in which he picks up 5 yards there. And it's going to be Chris Rodriguez. He had a heavy workload last week. All right, so now we've got, let's see, third down coming up here. Let's see, and the zone says, not at all Packers get half of that, Braden. Let's see, Braden says, I can't believe Lewis said the Packers could win 9 games. And so, you know what? Now in hindsight, I didn't even reflect on that. We had a Bears fan saying that the Packers could win 9 games. And so, hey, it could happen. It could happen. You never know. 3rd and 5, makes the pass, and that's going to be a pickup of about 3 yards in the play. We had some people last year saying that the Colts were going to the Super Bowl last year. We had some people believe that. Last year, a lot of people, were sleeping on the Eagles last year. So each year is a new year. You never know. You never know. Jordan Love, he could be that guy. He's waited long enough. He could be. He's got the weapons around him. And you put in a good quarterback. I'm not even going to say a great quarterback. A good quarterback with weapons. Watch what happened. Jared Goff. Last year, nobody thought Jared Goff was going to do what he did. Last year, nobody, and I mean nobody, thought that Geno Smith was going to do what he did, including me. I didn't even think he was going to win the quarterback job. But he went out there, and because he had DK Metcalf, because he had Tyler Lockett, he went out there and performed. So I'm convinced You put a competent quarterback and give him weapons on the offensive line, he'll go out there and perform. When I look at Green Bay, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, I like what they drafted at tight end. Those are some underrated draft picks there. Offensive line solid, good play calling. I can see where he can go out there and succeed. Now, people call me crazy, and we know that Black Medicine has said multiple times that I'm crazy for thinking that. But I don't think it's so crazy because I feel like Aaron Rodgers underperformed last year for the Packers there. So I could see them getting back to about 9 wins. I could see that with A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones. But again, health is everything. And in that division, it could happen. You never know. You never know. But that's why we play the game. That's why we play the game. And we love when things happen each and every season because we get surprised. Last year, Seattle, Detroit, they surprised me. Let's see. Braden says you got to win them between 7 and 9 games. Braden says you're not crazy, JB. But I will say this, though. Stop playing with the Minnesota Vikings. I don't get why everybody just keeps saying that they're going to just drop. I mean, hey, maybe JB's just hiring a lot of teams right now. You never know. Let's see. And the Zoe says Packers at the bottom with the Bears. They just talking, JB. Hey, it's my job in the preseason to get the hype trains rolling. That's what I love about each and every year. JB can hype up almost any team. Keyword is almost any team. Now, there's some teams that JB just cannot hype up. Arizona Cardinals, I'm talking to you. There's just no hope. There's just no hope. If you're an Arizona Cardinal fan, I'm sorry. Look for the upcoming, draft. That's all I can say. There's no hype with the Arizona Cardinals. I cannot hype them up realistically. I just can't do it. That's one team that JB cannot do it for. But most teams, I can look for something positive to point to for the upcoming season. But again, we are currently now still here in the third quarter, early stage of the third quarter, in a tight game right now. Baltimore Ravens trailing. They're trying to keep the streak alive. Can they continue it? It's been one heck of a streak. But they always say all good things got to come to an end. So are we going to witness this little historic preseason run come to an end? Baker, I said Baker. Braden said, hype up Baker Mayfield. Now, you know what? You know what? Braden, I almost can hype up Baker Mayfield in all seriousness. I mean, he's got Mike Evans. He's got, you look at the receivers that they got around him. I saw what Jameis Winston did with those guys. Obviously, we saw what Brady did, and I can see Tampa Bay trailing in a lot of games. So I can see Baker Mayfield going out there. Now, the turnovers are going to be there, but Baker's a confident guy. When you got confidence, you're going to throw it up there to those receivers. So Chris Godwin, all those guys, I could really see Baker going out there and throwing some touchdowns if he stays healthy. Now, if he goes out there and messes up his shoulder and tries to play through it, that's off. But if he's healthy, I could see Baker going out there and having his second best season of his career, maybe even his best. I could see that. That's not off the table. I could see him having one of his better years. I'm not saying it's going to translate to a lot of team success in terms of wins and losses, but I can see Baker on an individual level, I'll put it that way, having one of his better years with those guys. Kind of like what we saw with Jameis Winston throwing it and Tampa Bay winning 7 games, because that division is not hard at all. So I could see it potentially a 7-win season for Tampa Bay. So there you go. I hyped up Baker Mayfield. There you go. Now that was tough. That was tough to do. That was tough to do. But it's a new year, new JB, and so I have new likes and new dislikes this season. Now, 2nd and 10 for the Ravens. And so the pass there going to be completed. And so Brown gets the completion there. And again, Brown, I like him coming out of college, coming out of Oregon. I love his mobility, and I love him with the Baltimore Ravens. But right now, that quarterback room, they've got 4 quarterbacks, so someone is going to have to be let go. And the way that Josh Johnson looked earlier, it probably won't be him. But I like Brown here. I do like Brown. Let's see. And the Zoe says, JB, stop trying to be nice to your Packers followers. And Raider says, wow, JB actually hyped up Baker Mayfield. Here we go, 3rd and 5. In the pocket, moving around, and he's going to run. That's what he can do. And he's going to pick up that first down. That's what Brown can do. Picked up the first down, picked up 6 yards on the scramble. But yeah, Braden, I mean, if there's one thing that I've come to terms with, even regardless how I feel about a certain player, I'm gonna be realistic to, in terms of what they can potentially do. That's just, like I like football, so therefore the pieces are around him. The pieces are around him. There we go, 1st and 10. All right, so Brown's going to line up in the shotgun for Baltimore. 10 minutes and 48 seconds to go here in the third. Ravens down by 3, 17-14. They snap the ball. Brown on the move. He's looking. He's going to take off and run, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards, taking it all the way to the Baltimore 41-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up. I'm telling you, Braden, it's the evolution. It's the evolution. 2nd and 6. All right, so out of the shotgun, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. All right, take the snap. And it's a draw play. They give it to the back, and Mitchell, look at him go. I mean, he is still running. Look at him before he takes on the contact, picks up 28 yards on the ground. I'm sorry, 31 yards there. Keaton Mitchell. And when you run like that, do you even need any more carries after that? I mean, wow, what a carry. And that time he just bounced it outside there. And the defenders, look at the defenders. They're all just reaching. They're just reaching. They're just reaching. They're taking the song, reach out and touch somebody. They're taking it at the heart. They're just reaching out. They think it's flag football, I guess. But that is not going to help you make a team like that. All right, the shotgun here in the Ravens. I'm sorry. The Commander side of the field. Throws it over the middle and gets the completion. James Proch II with the catch. And again, James Proch, I believe he was the receiver who was responsible for Josh Johnson's interception when the ball went off of his hand and landed to the defensive back's hand. So we got 2nd and 3 with 9 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the third. All right, tosses it to the back. Trying to use his blockers here. Picks up about 2 yards on the carry. But there is a penalty. There is a penalty. All right, so now we've got 3rd and short coming up. Again, this drive so far, 8 plays, 66 yards, about 4 minutes and 16 seconds to go. I'm sorry, 4 minutes, 16 seconds to turn time possession off the clock. All right, so we've got multiple tight ends, fullback, 2 receivers. And they're going to give it to the back. Why not? And he's going to pick up the 1st down. Picked up about 2 yards on the carry. And that's right. They got OBJ there on the sideline. I'm looking forward to seeing what OBJ is going to do this upcoming season. I am looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. And I'm really hoping that we get to see like the better version of OBJ. Because if we can see the better version, I'm not saying what he was with the Giants, but just better than what we saw, obviously, with the Browns and just what we saw when he was healthy with the Rams in that playoff run. If we can get that going with Lamar, that'll be exciting. Him, Zay Flowers, this offense has some potential. Throws the ball, gets the completion over the middle, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Baltimore Ravens. And so found Travis over the middle there, 17 yards and a touchdown. He's now got 2 catches for 20 yards and a touchdown at tight end. The tight end, Travis Vokalek. Man, these quarterbacks have been out here putting on a clinic so far today. And Brown showing that, hey, I can throw it over the middle too. I can throw it as well as run. He got that touchdown. And so far for him, he's 4 for 28 yards and a touchdown. Extra point attempt is up. Extra point attempt is good. Do I even have to say it when Justin Tucker's on the line? Let's see. Lewis says Harbaugh really wants the streak to continue. He says he'll do it himself, Lewis. If he has to suit up and play quarterback himself, he'll get it done. But 10 plays, 85 yards, 5 minutes and 29 seconds, and turns the time of possession off the clock. So Baltimore reclaims the lead here in the third quarter with 7 minutes and 49 seconds to go. Baltimore has scored a touchdown so far in every single quarter so far. Let's see. Braden says if he stays healthy and plays like he did on the Rams, the Ravens are going to be really good on offense. And so last year, JB made a prediction that the Baltimore Ravens were going to win the division last year, and they made JB wrong. But Lamar Jackson was hurt, and they did make the playoffs, and they played Cincinnati extremely well. We all remember Tyler Huntley. If he doesn't fumble that ball, Baltimore probably beats the Bengals in the playoffs. But we know the NFL is not about what could have been; it's about what happened. But I will say, Lamar, if he stays healthy this entire season, I could still see the Ravens, winning it. But I do have Pittsburgh on my mind as well. I've got Pittsburgh. I mean, obviously we know what Cincinnati is, so I'm not going to spend time hyping them up. But if Kenny Pickett can take that next step, that's good. I am still concerned about Najee Harris, though. I'm starting to hear the rumbles now. Like, is he the best back that they have? I don't know. Let's see. Brandon says, I did too. Lewis says, easy over. And I mean, it was laughable, right, Lewis? It was laughable. That's right. They're combined now for 38 points. Easy over. That is right. That is right. JB's wishing that I cashed in on that one too, Lewis. Absolutely. And we're not done. We're not done. I can even see maybe 3 more touchdowns before this is done, at least 2. We're not even done. I will say this, though. I mean, Lamar Jackson got paid the money, so Baltimore expects him. You got a new offensive coordinator here, so I'm expecting Lamar Jackson. He got to go out there and ball. When you get paid that kind of money, you got to perform like you did when you won that MVP a couple of years back. You got to remind the people why they paid you that money. They went out there, got you some upgraded receivers. Because I love the addition of Zay Flowers. I loved it. OBJ, if he goes out there and gives you his best, then that's a plus. And so now they picked up Nelson Aguilar, and I don't know why you did that for it, but he can stay on the bench, though. He can stay on the bench. At least he's not with the Patriots. That was a positive for us. Let's see. Brandon says, oh, where do you think Jonathan Taylor gets traded to? Ooh. Jonathan Taylor, where does he get traded to? That is a question right there. Matter of fact, let me ask everybody here in the chat, and let me go ahead and see if I can pin this as well. I'm going to go ahead and pin that question. So where do we think Jonathan Taylor gets traded to? That's an excellent question, Braden. If I had to go on a limb and say where should JT get traded to, and let's see, we got 1st and 10 here for the Commanders, and they're going to get the ball to the back, up the middle, and he's going to pick up about 7 yards on the play. That's Jonathan Williams with the carry. But Jonathan Taylor, where should he end up at? Honestly, Braden, the first place that came to mind, I don't want that to happen, and I don't know if it can happen financially, but if the Miami Dolphins had interest in Jonathan Taylor, imagine how that offense would look. Now, on a more realistic film, I could see the Eagles potentially. The Eagles maybe being interested because they're very close last year. They're already a Super Bowl contender. So you get Jonathan Taylor, you probably get the Super Bowl probably. So I can see the Eagles potentially, but Miami, if they really wanted to swing for the fences, although I don't know how they're going to pay him though, but those are 2 teams that come to mind. They're the first couple teams that came to mind. So, but you guys let me know your thoughts for Jonathan Taylor in a trade. Braden says he'd hate to see if the Vikings could trade for him. And so, I mean, they didn't want to pay Dalvin Cook. I think they're happy with the option of what they got in Madison. Madison's good. then I don't think they want to spend that kind of money at the running back position there. But I could see that in terms of like there. But I don't think that happens. I don't think that happens. All right, so we got a first and 10. How could I not have thought about this earlier? The Rams, and yes, I know they got Cam Akers, but I also know what he did to a couple people last year in fantasy football too. But if you added Jonathan Taylor to the Rams, let's not forget the Rams, they tried to trade for Christian McCaffrey last year, but the 49ers beat them out. So the Rams would be a team to watch for Jonathan Taylor because they would love to get someone like that to take some pressure off of Cooper Kupp in that passing game. So Jonathan Taylor to the Rams makes too much sense to where I say I could see that being the case there. So if I'm the coach and I'm listening to JB right now, I'm like, you know what? Let's see if the Rams are interested. Or if I'm the Rams, I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Why not? Because I feel like the Rams, they're in win now mode despite of what they did last year. So I could see a scenario where Jonathan Taylor to the Rams makes a lot of sense. Meanwhile, the Commanders run it again for another first down. Jonathan Williams picks up 8 yards on the play. All right, we still got 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Tight end goes in motion. Quarterback up under center. Play fake. Throws it. And that is going to be incomplete. It's going to be incomplete. Got second down coming up. 2nd and 10. But again, you guys let me know where do you think makes the most sense for Jonathan Taylor to get traded to. Maybe about 2nd and 10. Commanders throw the ball to the back, and that's going to be a completion there. He picked up about 3 yards on the play, 3-4 yards. So Brissett checking it down to Rodriguez. So we got 3rd and 6. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Brissett moving, throws it, incomplete behind the receiver. That's going to be incomplete. And that is going to bring up 4th down here in the third quarter with 3 minutes and 53 seconds left to go. And right now the Ravens are up 21-17. And Brissett, yeah, like that's one thing I noticed when Brissett is in actual games and he has to move around and stuff like that. And so sometimes it does take a hit in his accuracy unless he's just having a great game. But that will bring out the field goal unit here for a 49-yard field goal attempt. Joey Slye. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So that's going to give the Commanders 3 points right there, 21-20 here in the third quarter. Lewis says to the Cowboys. So he said Jonathan Taylor to the Cowboys. That would be a star indeed for Dallas. I mean, him, Tony Pollard, that 1-2 punch. I mean, does Dak even have to throw the ball at that point? Let's see. Outside of the Rams, I mean, hey, there's a lot of teams out there, but we'll see what teams really want him and who's going to come calling. That's what we're going to find out. Who's going to come calling? And again, we are currently right now at the commercial here. And Jacoby Brissett was 4 of 7 for 29 yards on that drive. Ultimately ended in a field goal. All right, so getting ready to return back to the action here. All right, let's see. All right, we're waiting to kick off here. And the kickoff on the way. I catch it inside the end zone. 10. It's at the 20, still running, brought down at about the 28-yard line. Let's see, Brandon said, I heard Ohio State has quarterback controversy, and so we do, but it's not bad. It's that both quarterbacks have been doing good and nobody separated themselves, and so therefore, I mean, I think Kyle McCord will end up starting, but if we end up going Devin Brown, I'm not going to be mad at all. That mobility that he brings and stuff, so it'll be very interesting, but this could be something that you'll continue to see go into the regular season. It very well could go, I say probably week 3. We might still be having quarterback competition about week 4. I expect it to be resolved now, but I can see it going 3 weeks in there. And so that both quarterbacks are good. So, hey, it may just come down to who's going out there having the most success. All right, so 2nd and 4 after that 6-yard pick up there by the back, Owen Wright. And they're going to go to him again and pick up about 2 yards on the play. 3rd down coming up. So we got 3rd and 2 right here for the Baltimore Ravens, who lead this one 21-20. Gives it to the back. Right, defense stuffed that one, and so 4th down coming up. For Baltimore, they take pride in their win streak, obviously. And the Commanders, they would love to end that win streak. They've heard a lot of chirping. So, all right, let's see. All right, still one response for the poll question, so we'll end that poll question. All right, 4th and 3. Goes out of bounds. All right, again here in the third quarter, 1 minute and 41 seconds left to go. So we still got one full quarter here, but this third quarter will be coming to an end soon. Right, again, we're still currently right now at the commercial here with 1 minute 41 left to go in the third. And the score right now, Ravens leading 21-20. But we'll have the Commanders with the football once we start shortly. Look at that, you got the shoulder right there to the helmet. So that's Mitchell exiting the game. Let's see, Lewis says, I need this +3 to hit Bears. Fumble hurt me last game. It did hurt you guys bad, and it hurt you as well. All right, so they give it to the back, and the back. Oh, he fumbled it. Speaking of fumbles, Lewis, what did you do? What did you do, Lewis? This was on you. What did you do? And now the Ravens here with the football. You may have cost somebody a roster spot there with that fumble. And Rodriguez fumbled it, and he knows that is big. That is a big no-no for a running back to fumble the ball. That ball came tumbling out. I mean, that ball came flying out so hard, I don't even know who hit it. Oh, come on. You got to secure the breadbasket better than that now. What a big fumble there. And now Baltimore with great field position, looking to keep the streak alive. And all Lewis can do is just shake his head because he knows in his heart that he's to blame for this. He mentioned fumble. He jinxed the guy. That's on you. But here we go. 14 yards away from the end zone. Brown for the Ravens. He's running. He's using that speed, trying to stiff arm. Gets brought down after picking up about 2 yards on the play. Okay, 2nd and 7. Takes the snap. Gives it to the back. And Wright picks up 4 yards up the middle. Now we got 3rd and short coming up. All right, here we go, 3rd and 3. Gives it to the running back, and he gets brought down at the line of scrimmage, so he will not be picking up the first down. So Commanders defense, they hold. They hold. And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. And at the end of the third quarter, our score right now, Baltimore up 21-20, so 1 quarter left. And again, 1 quarter left. All right, hanging with Cheesehead. What's good with ya? What's good with ya? How are you doing? Lewis says that he still believes Washington pulls it off. They're playing like they want it. Yeah, they're playing like they want it now. They're playing like they want it now. I mean, they've been playing that way the entire time, except for the defense. Like the first team defense was garbage. But outside of that, everybody else, they want it. But when you have that running back fumble, and yes, Lewis, you're responsible for that fumble. We're fully giving you credit for that fumble. But when he fumbled that ball, that was big. That was big. So now we got 4th down coming up here. 4th and 3, 7 yards out. Do you go for it here? Do you go for it? I mean, it is preseason. You want to keep the streak alive. And maybe we're going to find out. So Baltimore's last preseason loss was to Atlanta. All right, let's see. Let's see if the defense wants it bad enough, Lewis. All right, so we got Brown up under center. Multiple tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 back in the backfield. Oh, man, what is going on? He fell for that snap card super hard. No. No, and he knows that this is going to cost his team. No. That's going to be a neutral zone infraction right there. Ouch. And so we've got Mike here. What's good with ya? Say, yo, JB, what's good with ya? How you been? How you been? But yeah, 64 jump like he got spooked on that play. All right, so here we go. 1st and goal. Freshman set of downs to work with. Get it to the back, going nowhere, no time soon. I mean, it didn't matter if he gave it to the back or if he kept himself. That play was never going to work because the Commanders were in the backfield immediately. Let's see. Hangin says, is Jordan Love ready? Hangin, I say he is ready. Because if he's not ready now, it just won't happen. But I say he's ready. He waited an extremely long time. Green Bay has the weapons around him, the system in place, and so he's ready. I think Jordan Love is ready. By the end of the season, there will be no question marks. Match says, Jonathan Taylor to the Patriots. No, that's too rich for our blood. We don't want to pay a running back that kind of money. That's not happening. That's not happening. Incomplete pass. But I do think that Jonathan Taylor is going to end up going to the Rams. I think the Rams make too much sense. Last year, they tried to trade for Christian McCaffrey in the middle of the season. It didn't work because he went to the 49ers, but they tried their best to get him. Cam Akers was a flat tire for them last year, and they need someone to help take the pressure off of Cooper Kupp and that offense and Matt Stafford. So I think Jonathan Taylor goes to the Rams. That's what I'm predicting here. I think he goes to the Rams. So there you have it, JB's prediction. Let's see, Matt says Jordan Ta'amu's going to save the Vikings. Probably save their clipboard. Meanwhile, pass on third down. What a touchdown. Okay. Okay, I didn't know Brown had that to his game. What a touchdown. I mean, all I saw was defenders around it, and somehow he got the touchdown. So, big-time plays with big-time plays. That's what's up. What can Brown do for you? Matt says that's good predictions, and so appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, I was thinking about it. It took a minute, but after Braden said his pick and stuff like that for where he thought Jonathan Taylor was going to go, I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? It makes too much sense if he goes to the Rams. Because the Rams are a team that they believe that they're in win-now mode. When Sean McVay came back, Aaron Donald came back, Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford, those guys, they're not thinking about the following year. They're thinking about right now. And who can make life a lot better for them right now? Jonathan Taylor. That puts them right back in the mix of things for that division. They're always going to fight Seattle hard, and they always are going to have to deal with them 49ers and stuff like that. So, but they can be right there. But here we go. 2-point conversion attempt here for the Ravens. They're thinking about the long-term effect. They want to try to see if they can put a lot of pressure on Washington. This time the snap count backfires on them. Going to move them back. Let's see. Matt says, who the heck is hanging with G's head? Braden says, have some stuff to do. We'll be back in a bit. Okay, bet. Absolutely. And again, college football on the horizon. And so I'll be looking at the slate of games that's coming up for college football. And I'll do my best to try to find a college football game that I feel will be interesting. These early ones are going to be kind of tough to choose from, but I'll do my best to try to pick one that won't be a snooze fest early on. All right, so they have to go for the extra point. And Justin Tucker, does this guy even miss? Is it even a possibility at this point? Is it even a possibility at this point? Let's see, football teacher, bet. You say I'm your college football teacher? Bet. I'm looking forward to this season. It's gonna be a lot of great college football games. I'm just ready for football, meaningful football. I'm just ready for it. Let's see, Matt says, ESPN expert, Patriots rookie receiver steal of the draft. And so he's not wrong, Mike. He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. I've never seen the Patriots do this. They're already treating him as if he was their first round pick. And heck, even first round picks don't get that kind of treatment. But he's done so well in camp, and he's just picked up everything they've asked him to do so much that they don't even have to play him that much in the preseason because they already view him as just not just a high-value player as a rookie, but someone that's going to come in immediately and contribute. Lewis says, will the Patriots use Zeke as a fullback? I don't expect to see that. I don't expect to see us use him as a fullback, but I certainly do think that when we see those obvious like passing downs, now sure we got Ty Montgomery, so if we're looking for a pass catcher, yes, but if we're looking for a pass blocker, maybe I shouldn't say first down, but like maybe second down, first down, play fake, someone that can block. Zeke is going to help out tremendously with that, and Zeke is going to make life easier for Stevenson, so Stevenson doesn't get beat up throughout the course of the season. So I'm thrilled. Kendrick Bourne for the Patriots at wide receiver. He's going to be a name to remember. Hey, our two tight ends also. We've got some pieces now. We just got to stay healthy and build chemistry, and it all comes down to the offensive line. Let's see, Matt says, how's CJ Marable? And so honestly, I didn't get to watch that game particularly last week because I was streaming another game in the middle of that game. So I'm not sure how much CJ Marable got to contribute or if he got to since that game didn't finish last week between the Packers. But I do want to see what CJ Marable can do for us. But I feel like he's fighting for like a practice squad spot basically because looking at the backfield, we've got a lot of guys in that backfield. Obviously, we know we've got Stevenson. We know we've got Zeke now. We got Ty Montgomery. He's our pass catcher. And we've got Kevin Harris. Those four. Plus, there's still Pierre Strong. So it's an uphill battle to begin with. It's an uphill battle to begin with. All right, but give me 1 second here. All right, let's see. You say, how good Devontae Parker? Devontae Parker, to me, he's solid, but he's not. I wouldn't even classify him as good. I would put him as just a tier below good in my mind. Tyquan Thornton, I feel like he plays better at Bailey Zappi, but he is a good deep threat. And if he can take it to that next level, that would help us take that offense to where we really want to go. But he'll have time to develop. Now, Juju Smith-Schuster, we know who Juju is. He's a slot machine. And so we'll just see how the chemistry looks for him and Mac. But Demario Douglas, look out for him. He's going to emerge and become the Patriots' new #1 receiver or either #2 receiver. Him and Kendrick Bourne, those are the two where you're going to look for that's going to make the difference between what we had last year and this year. Those two guys at receiver. I'll say it again. Kendrick Bourne, even though we had him last year, but with Bill O'Brien utilizing him the way he's supposed to be, he'll make a difference. And Demario Douglas, the rookie receiver that we drafted out of Liberty, a.k.a. the steal of the draft, he's going to go out there and make plays as well. Those two guys will be the exciting guys for the New England Patriots on the outside offensively. And then Juju in the middle of the slot. And then you add our 2 tight ends that we have and plus our backfield to play fake. If the offensive line can hold, that's a major if the offensive line can give Mac Jones time, look out. Look out. Matt says Hunter Gold. You say you stole Miami tight end. That's right, Gazeki. You say Marable, Belichick can make him good. That is true. We can only have so many running backs. We got a lot of running backs. But I am rooting for the kid. I'm rooting for him. I mean, he helped my Stallions out, so I'm rooting for him. That I am. All right, but again, in the shotgun, tight end goes in motion. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. And they give it to the back on a drop play for a first down here for the Commanders. And again, the Commanders right now down by 8 points. That's Rodriguez trying to make up for that fumble earlier. Picks up the first down. He's got 4 carries for 25 yards. $12 minutes to go here in the fourth. Brissett up under center. Gives it to the back, and look at that power there before he's brought down. Picked up a nice solid 6 yards on that carry, running hard. 5 carries for 31 yards. They're going to take him out there, but he's been running hard. Ron Rivera loves to see that. Loves to see that. And so Miles Jack be like, yeah, that's right. Miles Jack, I believe he retired, if I'm not mistaken. Second and 4 out of the shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. And to dump it to the back, gets the completion, but he's going to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Excellent job by the defense. They ran to that, read that play there. Haynes wasn't having it. Let's see, Madison, Hakeem built. All right, 3rd and 5. So let's see if they can convert this 3rd down and keep the chains moving. Brissett looking, throws an interception. My goodness, he gift wrapped that one right to the defensive back. I mean, yeah, that's just a poor throw right there by Jacoby Brissett. And that right there is exactly why he's not the starting quarterback for this team. You say Butler takes L. Lewis says, geesh. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. I mean, well, that's one way to help Baltimore keep this streak open. All right, 1st and 10. Gives it to the back, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards on the carry. And so this is where Baltimore traditionally have been very good, especially here in the preseason, at just running out that clock. Now that they have a lead here, 28-20, obviously still trying to score, but they do a tremendous job of finishing in the preseason. And Brown is no stranger to finishing duties here with Baltimore. Receiver goes in motion, and they snap it out of the shotgun and gives it to the back in the middle, but Washington shuts it down. Going to lose a yard on the play. That's Owen Wright with the carry. And that's going to bring up 3rd down here, 3rd and 8. 9 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter. Does anybody still believe in the Commanders? And so we've got Isaac here. And so Isaac, what's good with you? What's good with you? You say it seems that whenever I talk about the streak to my friends, they don't seem to care that much, but I still like to see us keep it. And so, hey, that streak means something. It means something. It means something. It may just be preseason, but preseason is all about establishing culture. What does that mean for Baltimore? If they have a culture to where it doesn't matter, we go out there to win. If we step on the field, we want to win irregardless. And that's stuff that translates. I honestly feel like last year when we saw obviously no Lamar Jackson, but Hudley went in there and this team fought to the bitter end despite not knowing if their quarterback wanted, like if he was going to be out there, what the situation was, the outside noise. They went out there and they compete to the very end. That's how you teach toughness to a team. Nobody will call the Baltimore Ravens a diva. I promise you that. Nobody's going to call this team a diva type team. All right, but here we go. 4th quarter, 9 minutes left to go. Let's see, Isaac says, you speak facts, JB. And so, of course. Preseason, it has its value. It has its value. It's not just about, obviously, this is how you install the foundation for what's going to be a good season. Matt says the Ravens stink at preseason. But now, honestly, I like it. I like it. Have pride in what you do. So many times today, we see teams like, I'll pick on college football for an example. So many times you see players opting out for bowl games because they're like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. We're going to opt out. Why does it matter? And stuff like that. I'm caring more about the pro game and stuff like that. I want to get drafted, blah, blah, all of that stuff, where and here you have an NFL team in the preseason that takes pride, and to them it matters and stuff that they want to go out there and win. You're not going to hear any statement like, oh, this game doesn't matter. No, it matters to them. And I like it. I wish more teams had that attitude about the preseason, honestly, that it matters. It matters to the guys that are fighting for jobs. It matters to guys who are in competition for their battle spots. So why not go out there and win? You play to win the game. So even if the game doesn't matter for much, you play to win the game. That's why you're setting out there. If you don't care about winning the preseason, then why are you risking injuries and stuff like that to go out there? Obviously, we know it matters, but you play to win. It's all about developing habits. I'm sure that Kobe Bryant would say something along the lines of, you build in habits, and so you go out there to compete, and you never want to go out there and compete at a lesser level. You go out there to win. It's just that plain and simple. Let's see, Ola says Ravens like 24 plus and 0 in the preseason. Matt says, any interest in week 1 college games? So let me go ahead and look that up because I was looking myself to try to find an interesting one. And when I say week 1, the first week before the official week 1, because college football, they have kind of like, I'll call it a week 0, in which a couple games will play before the official week 1 starts off. So let me look and see these first slate of games, which are going to start this upcoming weekend. It's always tricky how to describe week 0 in college football because there's only a few teams that play. All right, so looking at some of the games this upcoming Saturday, And meanwhile, for Washington, they put in Jake Fromm at quarterback, the former UGA quarterback. And he gives it to the back. And look at that run. I mean, he slammed my guy to the ground. Look at that. Talk about a guy who's running for his NFL career right now. Wow. Let's see. Lewis says Florida and Utah. And so, yeah, that's one of the official week 1 games. Let's see. Matt says, I get too bummed when a USFL or XFL dude gets cut. And so I feel that. I feel that too. I feel that. We all like good, happy endings, right? We all like that. Let's see. O says, then throw the fact that people are not just making tape for their team, but for the 32 other NFL teams. That's right. Plus the XFL teams now also. You bring up a good point there. XFL, USFL, shoot, even the Canadian Football League. I've seen a couple guys in the Canadian Football League as well from the NFL. So all those other leagues you're auditioning for as well. So these games matter so much and stuff like that. Now, sure, for the fans, we want regular season, but the preseason does have value. It does. Now, I say this to say that JB is still in favor of making it 18 regular season games, 2 preseason games, but adding an additional bye week. Heck, I wouldn't be mad if we added 2 more bye weeks, honestly. So each team has 3, but at least give them 2. All right, but here we go. Jake Fromm in the offense, 2nd and 10 for the Commanders. Fromm throws it, ball gets tipped, incomplete. All right, but looking at some of the games that are coming up this upcoming weekend, we're focusing on this upcoming weekend. And so we've got Navy versus Notre Dame. And so Notre Dame, this game will be in Ireland, actually. So it'll be played in Ireland. And so that's the first slate. That's the first game that'll come on this Saturday. Navy versus Notre Dame. And then you've got UTEP at Jacksonville State. Later on, you've got UMass versus New Mexico State. You've got Ohio Bobcats, so the Ohio Bobcats at San Diego State. That's right. We saw San Diego State last year make it to the NCAA men's basketball program championship game to lose, but they made it there. And then you've got Hawaii at Vanderbilt, and then San Jose at USC. So USC will play Saturday against San Jose State. And then you've got Florida International at Louisiana Tech. Those are the games that will be played Saturday, August 26th, in week 0 of the college football game. So of those games, which ones I guess is the most interesting to you? That Navy Notre Dame game being played in Ireland, I find that interesting. But of course, anytime you get to see USC play, that's always exciting as well, even if it is San Jose State. No knock on them. All right, we get a completion here from Jake Fromm. It's about 6 yards there. About 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter. All right, 2nd and 4. Quarterback up under center, got a fullback in the backfield, multiple tight ends, and they're going to give it to the back. And the back running hard. He's a yard shy of that first down marker. That's going to make it 3rd and short coming up. All right, so let's see. Matt says USC. And so bet. Yeah, I do like that one as well. Although San Jose State don't have much, I guess, expectations in them for that one. But it would be nice to see Caleb Williams and how he does out there. So that'd be fun. Let's see. Matt says, don't tell Fromm. He would be interesting on the XFL. You said, don't tell him. It could be, honestly. Let's see, Isaac says, honestly, like the Vandy game, the only time of the year where Vandy fans can have optimism and taste victory. I like that. Actually. Yeah, so the Hawaii and Vanderbilt game there. So, okay. I mean, other than the Navy Notre Dame game, kind of also the Florida International and Louisiana Tech game. I feel like that could have been maybe even a late season bowl game also with those 2 teams. So, so okay. For those of us desperate for some college football, we have some week 0 games to look forward to. And again, all of these games that I mentioned are games that come on this upcoming Saturday for week 0 of the college football season, which is so weird to say. Let's see. Old says, great game, better stream. Don't forget to hit that like button. Yes, don't forget to press that like button. We may be in the preseason, but let's get that train rolling as well. There we go for the Commanders. 2nd and 9. We are down by 8 points here. And we are currently 16 yards away from the end zone. Fromm looking. Fromm throws it short to the back. In the back. Trying to make a move. And still on his feet. And takes it all the way for a touchdown. So that is Jaret Patterson. And if you don't know the name, look up the name in college. And you'll understand why. But there is a penalty. Before we celebrate too much, there is a penalty. Let's see. Lewis says nice. Matt says 18 regularly. And so regular, you mean for the regular season? Hey, that would be nice. And 2 preseason ones. And so, yeah, so I would like that. And I think the players would agree if we give them 1, maybe even 2 additional bye weeks in that time frame. So then we shorten the preseason. Get us 18 regular season because JB likes to have even numbers for regular season games. And so, yeah. All right, and meanwhile, the penalty was a face mask call there against Trenton Simpson. So therefore, they're going to decline that, and that's going to be a touchdown officially. Now, will they go for 2 here, and will they convert? All right, so we got a 2-point conversion here, and this is big. I mean, because if they get this 2-point conversion, there might be a possibility for some JBOT. Play fake. Fromm on the run, throws it. And, oh, what an excellent tackle. That's how you maybe save a record? Wow, what a response in the tackle. Let's see. Matt says 2 by mid-way universal. Tell players go home and refresh, for a week. And so, yeah, you add a couple more bye weeks because we want players to be fresh. And so I do feel like we can adjust and add that, now I don't know if we like the idea of having a bye week before the playoffs start because I feel like you put the team that already earned a bye week at a disadvantage because you have 2 weeks off and that's a long time before playing some meaningful football there. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't recommend having one before that. But at the same time, I can understand if they had that conversation. Let's see. O says that dude did everything for that touchdown. I would go for 2. And so, yes, he did. But unfortunately, they did not get the 2-point conversion. Matt said, I personally want 3 buys. And so, okay, so I'm with you there. I like the idea of having 3. So, therefore, we have 1 early, have 1 middle of the season, have 1 towards the end. It's just we have so many injuries that happen throughout the course of the season. Give guys a chance to recover, take care of their body, go home, spend it with family, and then extends the football season even longer, which JB likes a lot, and then reduces the preseason to 2 games. And I'm all for it. Let's see. O says, great play, and he definitely might have made the roster or practice squad. And so, oh, yeah, my man, he definitely probably made the practice squad there, but he's a baller. Don't get that wrong. He's a baller. Let's see. Matt says, NFL needs more franchise. Oh, it says, JB, need your opinion on New England signing Zeke over Cook. A lot of people are upset about it. So, yeah, absolutely. I did cover that earlier in the stream. But I'm more than happy to dive into that again. So, JB's take in hindsight, Zeke versus Cook. So, for me, Dalvin Cook is the shiny new car that looks so good because we know what he can do, and it would have been a splash. When people look at the Patriots, they say we don't have anybody to make defenses game plan for. So Dalvin Cook would have been someone that defenses would have been like, oh, wow, Cook plus Ramondre Stevenson. So on paper, that's like, oh, wow, this is a shiny thing. By the way, what a run by Brown just now. Cannot ignore what he's doing. What a run by Brown. But essentially, to answer the question, Dalvin Cook would have been so good on paper, but the reality of it is we didn't need him. We didn't need him. It would have been overpaying for something where all we need is just a vehicle to get us from point A to point B. No need to go out there and chase a once has been Lamborghini, but now more so probably just I almost called a man a Kia, but I'm not going to disrespect him, but someone who's not what he used to be are just not worth the money that you would have had to pay for him. However, Zeke, getting him at the price that we did, his pass blocking is tremendous. We know Ramondre Stevenson's probably going to miss 4 games. I'll say it now. Stevenson's going to miss 4 games. But with Zeke, he'll be physical. We know what he can do. He can help a young quarterback out. And it's just so many things that I like about that. We don't need him to be that pass catcher because we got Ty Montgomery. We got Kevin Harris. We got a couple other guys that can probably fill that role. But from what we need, he can complement Stevenson and make sure that Stevenson doesn't wear himself out. So I say taking Cook, it wasn't the sexy move, but it was the move that we needed to make. And it was the football move. And Bill Belichick makes football moves. He never makes sexy moves, but he does make football moves. And that was excellent. Add Bill O'Brien and what he's going to game plan, I like it. I like it a lot. Like it a lot. Braden's back. Welcome back, Braden. You're just in time to see if the Ravens can keep this streak alive, or will the Commanders have something in plan to try to end this streak? Are we going to witness the end? Let's see. O says Cook is a running back running the Jets. New England don't need a running back run. They need a running back too, and Zeke is better blocker, goal line back than Cook. Plus Zeke more than likely 4 to 5 mil over Cook, who's going to get all that money. Exactly. And that's just football common sense. You don't overpay for a position unless that position is really going to take you over the top. Now, if that money would have went to someone like Hopkins, I could understand that. But if it's not going to him, Dalvin Cook would have been really nice to have at the right price, but he wasn't a need. He wasn't a need. As you mentioned, the running back 2 was what we need because Stevenson is our running back 1. So there it is. You said I think New England needs to move on from Ty and Kevin Harris and bring in Jflocka and Fournette. And so now if we can bring in Jflocka, I'm all for that. Now Fournette, hey, you guys know how I feel about playoff mini and that idea right there. But certainly I want to see what Ty Montgomery can do. But I haven't, I didn't get to watch the last preseason game there. But I'd like to see what Ty can do as a pass catcher. And again, that last pass by Brown was incomplete. So we have 4th and 5 right now at the Washington 46-yard line. Ravens right now, interesting position. They're up by 2 points, 28-26 here in the 4th quarter. 3 minutes and 6 seconds left to go. So, and there was an injury also on the play. So hope that he's okay. He said Ty's hurt again, and so oh man, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Is it severe? Oh man, how many times is Ty gonna get hurt? I'm sorry to hear that because I really had in my back pocket, I was like, I really can't wait to see what Ty's gonna do for us. I've been waiting all last year. All right, here we go, 4th and 5. Well, JB's going to change his stance. I mean, if he's hurt and he's not going to be able to contribute I shouldn't even say mid-season, after the first couple of weeks, you say just like Trey got hurt and Thornton almost, and so, yeah, so. All right, but here we go. 2 minutes and 54 seconds left to go in this one. Commanders down 28-26, but a field goal could win this game potentially. So what do you guys think is going to happen? Who do you think is going to win this game? Let's go ahead and put that poll question up there now. Who will win? I'm over here talking, and we've got ourselves quite the game still. So let's see. We've already got a vote in for the Ravens here. Okay. Raven streak on the line. This is what we love. You say Ty is day to day, Bill Belichick said. Okay. Braden says the Ravens going to keep this streak alive. Owen says the Commanders. Here we go. From. Throws it, taking a shot, and incomplete. 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 He was on the verge of making a play, but it's incomplete. Yeah, just unable to make the play there. Lewis says, Commander said it from the beginning. He's doubling down on that. Oh, says, no, I think it's time to trade Zappe. He's winning quarterbacks. He's getting players hurt, almost hurt. And so, yeah, we can't have that. And plus, I'm very high now on Malik Cunningham, so I'm with you. All right, but we got a penalty here. We got a penalty. Ball starting the offense, going to back them up 5 yards. So now we're going to look at 2nd and 15 coming up here from about their own 5-yard line. JB's going to say the Ravens win this game. I think the Ravens win this game. I just cannot envision Jake Fromm taking them down in time to I know that he needs a field goal, though. That's the thing, though. He just needs a field goal. But I think the Ravens defense make the play. Here we go, 2nd and 14. Commanders throws it and gets the completion. Short pickup. 3rd down coming up. So we got 3rd and 7. Again, we still got the 2-minute warning, and both teams have all 3 timeouts. Ravens up 28 to 26. So they're up by 2 right now. The streak is on the line. Can Eric Bieniemy draw up something to get the first down and keep the chains alive? Let's see. Lewis says, I hope this score stands. I'm in it for Lewis as well. Fromm looking. Fromm throws it. And it's going to be completed over the middle to Allen. So Cosmere Allen with the catch. Now Kelly's limping off. Or at least he's going to stretch. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning here. Let's see. O says, I say call Cowboys and offer them Zappe, Old Man Folk, and 2025 7th for a 2024 5th round pick right there. I think the Cowboys would take that. I think they would take that. I do think they would take that. It's actually a good idea right there. Good idea right there. We are currently now at the commercial. It is amazing when you think about it, the fact that the Washington Commanders played their starters the entire first half, but Baltimore started the game off with Josh Johnson at quarterback. And Baltimore right now up 28 to 26. Very impressive. You can start a game off with your 3rd string quarterback. And right now they still have the lead. But this has been interesting. Let's see. O says make Cunningham quarterback too. And so yes. Triple yes to that, yes. All right, so with 2 minutes left to go, both teams have all 3 timeouts. So it's going to come down to either Baltimore making the stop or Commanders stopping their streak. But someone's going to get stopped here. This may be a preseason game, but man, does this mean something. But looking at the poll real quick, let's see. So we have 3 votes in. We've got 2 for the Commanders and 1 for the Baltimore Ravens. Who says preseason doesn't matter? To these guys, it matters a lot. All right, so we got another vote in, and so this one, all right, so we've got 3 for the Commanders and 1 for the Ravens. So right now, 3 people believe that the Commanders are going to end this streak, but we've got 1 for the Ravens. I also believe the Ravens are going to hold stand somehow, some way. But let's see, I'm getting a little nervous now. From their own 24-yard line. Throm, looking to pass, gets the completion. Picks up 8 yards to Mitchell Tinsley. He's got 2 catches for 14 yards. They're hurrying up now. 2nd and 2. Ravens looking to apply some pressure. And he's around them. And, oh, that ball came out there looking all wobbly there. Excellent job there just getting rid of that ball there by Franco. I thought he was going to be sacked, honestly. And so we've got Georgia Roots here on the stream. What's good with you? And so you say, JB, what's up? Happy to see you, bro. Hey, always happy to see you come through. I am doing well. How about yourself? And you say Commanders all day. And so there it is. There it is. There it is. And so right now the Commanders find themselves, let's see. Okay, so they call this one actually, are they going to call this one a sack? It looks like so. All right, they call it a sack then. Okay. So we got 3rd and 11 from looking, pressures around him, eludes it, still moving, throws it, and oh, it's incomplete, just off the fingertips, and that's major, because now we've got 4th and 11 coming up. Now, both teams have all 3 timeouts, so it is possible to punt the ball and to try to get a stop, but I think they're going to try to roll the dice and go for it. Lewis says, got to be kidding them. Lewis says, you've got to be kidding them. All right, here we go. 4th and 11. We're going to get a timeout call by Baltimore. Makes sense. Important 4th down. So we've got 4th down. They need 11 yards to get the 1st down here for the Commanders. Now they do have all 3 timeouts, but they're going to roll the dice now. All right, here we go. 4th and 11. Jake Fromm, he's got 59 yards passing so far, and he's going to have to get 11 yards here if he wants to keep this drive alive. Fromm throws it. Oh, it's going to be a penalty there against the defense. Let's see, Lewis has went from 3rd and 2 to 4th and 11. And so I saw that too, Lewis, and what I think happened, because obviously I can't hear the audio there, otherwise YouTube would add a strike there, so I can't hear the audio. But I think that they just honestly just ruled it to where I assume that they either ruled it a fumble or something like that. And since it was a fumble, it couldn't advance forward, I guess. So I think that's what it was. It's that they called it like a fumble when he threw it. They're saying the ball was like knocked out. I don't know, but it was weird to me. I couldn't hear the explanation there, so it was weird to me. Fromm throws it, gets the completion, and that's going to be a 1st down. So now we're getting into interesting territory here. Takes the snap. Fromm's going to throw it up there, gives this guy a chance. Incomplete. Incomplete. And Tinsley wanted that one. He wanted it. Let's see. O says basically they got the tuck rule, and so yes, yes. 2nd and 10, and gets the completion there. Picks up 6 yards on the play. 31 seconds. So we'll see if Joey Slye gets an opportunity. Man, this is I would feel real bad for the Ravens if their streak ended. Like normally I'm rooting for the team to break the streak, but here I want to see the streak keep going. Lewis says ball hit his hands. Let's see. O says AKA refs will make up a rule. And so you already know. You already know. All right, 3rd and 4. Let's see. O says, and the NFL would back the refs more than the players. And so when the NFL had backed the replacement referees back when they messed up that Green Bay and Seattle call way back when, and the NFL still supported those guys, or either when the Saints and the Rams that mistake in the playoffs, I know that the NFL is always going to take their official side. There's nothing that can happen that they will not take the side of the official. All right, so we got another timeout called here by Baltimore. This is critical. This is critical. I mean, this is everything that you built. This isn't just the culture from this year. This is going back to 2015. This is a legacy that you guys currently have right now. And there's no other team that's remotely close. That's remotely close. Let's see. Braden says, don't remind me of that, JB. Braden, I could not believe what I seen that time. It's a good thing I was not streaming back then because I could not believe what I saw in that moment. All right, so we got 3rd and 4. Throws it, gets the completion. Right, they're going to blow it there. I say Commanders are going to call a timeout. So they've got 1 timeout remaining right now. So, it's going to come down to a field goal, guys. I mean, barring some type of big-time defensive play, it's going to come down to a field goal. Let's see, Braden says, I didn't watch that game. I just knew the Packer fans were mad. Braden, if you didn't watch it, don't watch it. It is not meant for Packer fans. Don't watch it. Just don't. You'll want to watch more Walter Payton highlights before you watch that. And so, oh, I thought that was a catch there, but it's not. Or is it? No, it's incomplete. I mean, wow. The ball looked like it was right there for him. What else more can you give? But it's incomplete. Now, we do have a Baltimore Ravens player that's down right now. I think that's Washington is down. So it's 2nd and 10 here. And look at that. That would have certainly had got them in where they were trying to get to, but he just couldn't handle it. He just couldn't do it. Let's see. You say, and I was too when I heard about it. LOL. You say, oh, I've seen it plenty of times. Oh, that was bad times there. I had a stronger appreciation for the actual officials after that. I was like, yeah, it's time to bring those guys back immediately. So we got another poll in. So right now we've got 6 votes in, and so 3 say the Ravens, 3 say the Commanders. You say the NFC Championship game against Seattle was worse, though. That it was. I wasn't going to bring it up, though. I wasn't going to bring it up. I was not going to bring it up. But again, Darius Washington in his second season out of TCU. Glad to see that he's walking up the field on his own terms. And we know that the guys that are playing right now, this is like big. All right, Winnie, what's good with you? And you say W Ravens, and you say RL Ravens, and so hey, it's gonna happen either way. Either way. They've won 24 consecutive preseason games, and that's all on the line, but it's going to come down to the defense. If it's going to happen, the defense has to make the stop. It may be preseason, but damn it, I'm fired up too for them. Here we go for the Commanders from the 39-yard line of the Baltimore Ravens here, second and 10. Jake Fromm taking a shot, and it's going to be incomplete. Again to Tinsley again. Tinsley just unable to make the play when they need it the most right now. Third down coming up, 3rd and 10, 18 seconds left to go. Again, Washington down by 2 points right now. So a field goal would give them the lead and most likely the W. And so Eric Bieniemy, he's having fun right now. But, hey, this is a lot of pressure, especially for the Baltimore Ravens right now. I can feel the pressure for them. And who says preseason doesn't matter? It's Joey Sly, that guy. Because if you go out there and you miss that field goal, that's going to be bad. 3rd and 10. Fromm throws it, gets the completion. Before going out of bounds, that's Allen with the catch. He's got 3 catches for 26 yards so far. All right, so 4th down coming up. 12 seconds left. Joey Sly. Let's see. In the final minute of the 4th quarter, he is 1 of 3 on field goal attempts. Ooh, that's not what you want. You want to convert more than you miss for sure. So let's see if he can make that here in the preseason, guys. This is going to be it. 49-yard field goal attempt. No excuses for Joey. No timeouts for the Ravens. They stopped the play, though. Or at least I didn't see a timeout called, like, down there. They must have already called it then. I looked at the bottom of the screen, didn't see it there. So John Harrow's not happy, though. All right, so Washington called a timeout. I almost said to ice their own kicker. What if that's the case? What if they ice their own kicker? Braden says, here we go. Oh, it says if he misses the field goal, he better just leave the stadium because he's gone. And so, yes, you have a chance to break a streak. Oh, man, Raven fans, I feel for you guys. I do. But here we go, 49-yard field goal attempt. In a game that may not mean much to some, it means everything to these guys. The hold is good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. It is good. And so with 9 seconds left, unless the Ravens have some type of miracle in store for us today, the Commanders are leading 29-28, and they are celebrating like they've never celebrated in over 30 years. This is just insane. Wow. Lewis says the over went way over. Wow. What a stream. What a game. Now, as for the Raven fans, I feel this for you. That means our new leader in terms of preseason consecutive wins is the Raiders. And that sounds so weird to say as of late. The Raiders leading in anything? Let's see, Lewis says, JB told you the streak would end tonight. That's true. That's true. JB will say I said the Ravens were going to win this one. So JB was wrong unless the Ravens prove otherwise in the last 9 seconds. But JB was wrong. So, it says they just won the Super Bowl. It says they just won the Super Bowl. You say, now watch the Ravens get a return. Now that would be insane if that happened. But let's see. Kickoff on the way. Will we get a return? We won't even get a return. So can Brown deliver with an incredible Hail Mary or something like that? They've got no timeouts, just 10 seconds. Can Baltimore do the impossible to keep this streak alive? I don't know what you got drawn up in your bag of tricks here, but I'm looking forward to it. You know they want this, so they're going to try something. I say you run the little play where you have the receiver go 10 yards, turn around, catches it, and then tosses it to the other receiver who's already in motion going towards him. I forget what that play's called, but that's what I would probably call. But here we go. 10 seconds. Brown gonna sling it out there, hoping for a miracle, and instead gets rejected. It's that feeling you get when your card gets declined and you're in front of everybody that you know. It didn't work. And that is going to be the game. The Commanders, there's still 1 second on the clock right now, but the Commanders are going to end the Baltimore Ravens streak. And so even though the celebration tonight belongs to Washington, but shout out to the Ravens. They did something from 2015 to 2023. Even if it was just preseason, that is one heck of a feat to pull off. So shout out to the Ravens for even having that streak. And hey, it starts over. It starts over. Meanwhile, for the Commanders, great job. And what a positive. I know the season hasn't started yet, but there's a lot of positive things right now for the Commanders to look at. And now Fromm's going to go out there and he's going to take a knee. And this game is done. It is final. The Ravens have lost for the first time in the preseason since 2015. This feels like one of those moments when I'm watching UConn's women's basketball program and then they have that first loss in like forever or something like that. Insane. Insane. But records are meant to be broken. Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. But thank you guys so much for joining me here for a preseason game that got JB fired up. So hats off to them. I'm glad they made this game a Monday game. But yeah, JB's got work in the morning, so JB's going to go ahead and end the stream. I'm going to end the poll as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming through. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Braden says, great game. Lewis says, great stream. JB, till next time. Absolutely glad to see you made money this time, Lewis. Always happy for you. But see you guys next time. And I'm going to try to pick a good college game for us as well. You know, it's in week 0 before we get to week 1. But yeah, there's a lot of games coming up. So JB's excited for it. Looking forward to seeing you guys next time. Take care. Enjoy the rest.